Well, thank you both, Chris and Kate. Yeah, going to be an exciting season here for Rogers TV and Delaware Speedway. The 73rd opening night here at the half mile, and we've already had action already in practice earlier on here. We had Lucas Orr in that 93 in the 95, pardon me, in the V8s. He had a spin, and then also the 15 in the Super Stocks also had some fire come out of the back in practice as well. So already fireworks to start this opening night. We'll see if this fire burns for the drivers here. We'll get things going, and I'll send it back up to you guys upstairs.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, Jeremy, and he'll have reports as the night progresses. A full card here, Kate, for opening night here at Delaware at the half mile. 4 divisions tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be great to see the bone stocks back, as well as super stocks, V8 stocks, and this late models. So it should be a good night of racing. It looks like there's a lot of late models and super stocks here tonight, so that is good to see. We love when car counts go up. Yeah,
Kate's very versed in auto racing. Your family's in auto racing. So what we have here, race fans, is a gorgeous, sunny Friday night. There's not a cloud in the sky. The only problem is it's cold, and it's going to get colder as the night progresses. What do we have to look forward to as far as track conditions with this type of weather tonight?
So normally we're going to get racier as the track cools down. It's definitely going to be one of those things where it's going to let the engine breathe a little bit more, taking that heat off of the car. The only thing I am worried about tonight is the frost that might roll in. Are we going to get enough heat in this track before the frost rolls in, or is it going to make it a little bit slick?
Yeah, it was a very busy practice session as well. Some new faces that you're going to get used to as far as how the track operates. The pace car, you'll see it throughout the evening. A beautiful Richard Petty replica pace car this evening. There you see it at the end of pit road. That's being driven by a former late model driver, former truck champion, Gary Adrianson.
Gary Adrianson had a great season last year as well. He also was a great guy to talk to when I was down in the pits, Chris. I'm excited that he's still staying in the sport. I'm no longer a driver either, and I'm still in the sport, but I'm up here with you, so.
Yes, and our flagman, Scott Mackey, has retired after quite a few years, over 2 decades of service here at Delaware Speedway. So we have Aiden in the flag stand. I know Aiden very well. He's the race director also at Grand Bend Speedway, but taking over the reins from Scott Mackey in the flag stand here at Delaware Speedway this year, and looking forward to that. And if you ever get a chance to come to Delaware Speedway this season while Aiden's in the flag stand, he's a magician with the flags, doing a lot of acrobatic work, maybe not throwing the flags in the air because you don't want it on the track, but you're going to see Aiden go to work. There you see the bone stocks rolling out to our first heat races coming up. So how we're going to do this tonight, race fans, we're going to do heat racing with all 4 divisions. 10 laps per heat race. We're going to begin with the bone stocks, followed by the V8 stocks, the super late models, and then we'll have a B main, a 15-lap B main if necessary for the bone stocks. Then there's an intermission scheduled in here, and then we're going to go feature lap racing. 25 laps for both the V8 stocks and the bone stocks, and then 35 lap features for the super stocks and the late models.
We've got 1 to go at the line, so we're almost green flag racing here at Delaware. We've got Chad Prue leading here on the final of these pace laps, and then Nathan Rea is on the outside.
Yeah, so they're getting ready here. Ian Levesque will be outside row number 2. Matty Langford, a championship contender last year, all the way to the very end, and the 2024 champion, if I'm not mistaken. I know Kate will correct me. Him and Jeremiah Rabideau right down to the wire last year. All right, the 2025 season set to get underway. They'll come out of turn 4. They'll look to the flag stand, and we're racing at Delaware Speedway on Rogers TV.
Rea got a really great start there on the outside going into turn 1 and 2. Looks like he'll take that lead, but don't count out that 03 of Matt Langford. He comes on the outside of Chad.
Nathan Rea out to a fantastic start in that black and green number 26. Langford to the outside of Prue for position. Then the rest of the field stacked up after that, but it's all Rea right now. And Langford quickly bringing Colin Willems with him in that blue 17. And they'll try and track down the leader. Also coming along is Charlie Verhoeven in that number 8. They're all single file from first back through 6th.
Running single file, and unfortunately they've got that freight train going on Chad Prue right along the outside. Looks like that outside groove's working for these bone stocks so far this race.
The work turns 1 and 2 here at the Delaware Speedway. They'll go up the hill in turn 2. Down the back, problems with the 10 of Ian Levesque. He's off the pace. And he's getting freight train along the backstretch. The front quartet has gone away from the rest of the field. Rhea will lead him out of turn 4. Langford's right there. Willems and Verhoeven.
It looks like Langford's closing that gap lap by lap. He's about 3/10 quicker. So I think that 03 might give him a run here, Chris.
Yeah, Willems there in the 17 as well, looking for an opening. We'll look to the outside, the right rear corner of the 03. And Langford's going to protect that spot. The front 4 put a blanket on him. Here's Willems to the outside for second. 4 laps in the book, 6 to go here, 10-lap heat racing with the Bone Stock Division to open up the 2025 season here at Delaware Speedway on Rogers TV. It's Rhea out front, side by side for second. Langford on the inside, Willems on the outside. Verhoeven looking for a mistake in that red number 8.
The 17 of Willems is definitely running the fastest times on our tracker here. And that 03 of Matt Langford was actually the track champion last year, just edged out Rabideau. Rabideau is going to be running a partial season this year from what I've heard. But the 03 of Matt Langford was the track champion in the Bone Stocks last year, and he's having a great run there in third.
You pretty much have to consider him one of the favorites for 2025, would you not, Kate?
I definitely think so. That 17 of Willems, though, is looking pretty racy in this first heat race, but it's a long season. You got to make it through every race and qualify and finish in the best place scenario, and it all has to work out week by week.
Colin Willems up to second spot in that blue 17. Ray is still at the point. Langford into 03 falls back to third. Then Verhoeven still there in the 4th spot. Conrad Julian in the 27 is up to 5th and trying to bridge that gap up to that lead foursome. As the work turn 2, down the back another time. 2.5 laps to go here. Bone Stock heat race number 1 on a gorgeous sunny night here at Delaware Speedway. A little chilly, but not a cloud in the sky. They'll come out of turn 4. And Willems will look to the inside. Here comes Verhoeven to the outside of Langford for third. Willems will look to the inside, out of turn number 2. Lap and a half to go. They're all right there. Conrad Julian trying to grab a couple of distance car lengths here to get that. There you see the 27 trying to get there. 1 lap to go at the line. White flag. It's Rhea. And now Langford to the outside of Willems for second. Verhoeven right there as well. They're all together on a turn 2. And Langford got loose. Willems to second. Verhoeven turn number 3. Oh, they got collected. And Willems almost goes around. Ray is going to win it. 3 wide for second on turn number 4. And here comes Langford at the line. And Langford will grab second spot. Verhoeven third. Willems 4th, and Conrad Julian rounding out the top 5.
A great move by the champion there of the 03 of Matt Langford. Sees Willems get a little bit loose. He checks up. You don't want to collect the car in the first heat race of the season. You want to make sure that you can last the rest of the year. Good job on Nathan Rhea. Had a great start off that first lap. Was able to get a gap. I think it'll be a very interesting feature race, Chris.
Yeah, and if that race is any indication, it'll be a great season. Let's check in downstairs with Jeremy.
Thank you, guys. I'm here with the 2024 V8 stock champion here at Delaware Speedway and Barry Watson. Barry, first of all, congratulations on the win last season. Anything exciting you got up to during the off-season?
We built a whole bunch of different cars, just none of them got finished. So we're still back with the old car here. Other than that, no, it's trying to take a winter off. It's nice to be not at the track for a little bit.
And obviously heading into this season, wanting to repeat, getting yourself a championship again this season, what's going to be the key to getting this car into victory lane come the end of the year?
No, if I learned anything from last season, it was to try and keep this car in one piece. Got pretty rough there through the middle of the season, so that's the goal, is to stay out of trouble, and we're going to have some fun. We're going to put some different drivers in it, and the goal with this car is just to have some fun. If the championship's available, we'll try for it, but fun is the goal.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Barry, and I'll send it back upstairs.
All right, thank you very much, Jeremy and Barry. There you see the pace car. Let's go to the replay here. We got something here, Kate.
Charlie Verhoeven's trying to make that last push in the last corner, just gets into the back end of the 17 of Willems, gets him a little bit loose, and you see that Matt Langford takes the full advantage of that, goes to the outside. as
Yeah, they got Williams' rear tires right off the ground there.
Yeah, it looked like he just got right underneath that rear bumper and just lifted him just enough to get him a little bit loose. Good on Williams for keeping that car going straight, and that'll put them into the feature race.
Getting set now for Bone Stock Heat Race number Liam Bushell, Sterling Robertson, row number 2. Rob Wollaston, David Rockwood, Chris Lawrence, Braden Hitchie, Braden Oudman, Mark Hutchison out of turn 4. Green flag, we're racing, Bone Stock. Heat race number 2, good start for Rawlings in that 69 on the inside. And Roberts a couple of positions in the opening 2 turns, grabs third already. Wollaston in the 11, then 3 wide after that for position, and they'll complete lap 1 with Rawlings up front.
Yeah, Rawlings got a great start, and that'll be the key for him. The 3-3-3 of Liam Bushell looks like he slid straight to the back. Well, about mid-pack now, but cars are going here, there, and everywhere. It's Bone Stock racing. We love it because it's wild. And the 78 of Chris Lawrence looks like he's on the move as well.
Yeah, good battle there. 97 is David Rockwood. The 11 is Wollaston. Jam-packed there as they'll funnel into turn number 1.
And correction, sorry, the 78 is actually piloted by Justin Culver this season.
Correct.
So that is on me. I just saw a 78 or a 28 and instantly thought that was probably Lawrence, but it is the 78 of Justin Culver.
Auto racing, one of the sports that doesn't have a preseason, neither do its announcers, so we get right to it right off the hop. So we're good to go, Kate. Rawlings out front, about almost a half a straightaway lead now on the 15 of Roberts. There you see the 74 of Cook trying to protect against the 97 of Morris. There's the 19, Michael Verburn on the outside as well. 2 by 2 for position there as they'll cross the stripe. And it's Rawlings out front all by himself. That's a good gaggle. That's a battle for 4th on your screen right now. 6 cars in total within a quarter of a second battling for position. Here's your gap out of turn 4. Rawlings bottom of your picture, side by side for second out of turn number 4. Roberts on the outside and Culver on the inside.
And it looks like the 19 of Verburns trying to make a move there on the 97 of Jordan Morris. He's able to make that pass, and it looks like we have a switch in the second place. Justin Culver is now taking over Sterling Roberts.
Yeah, Culver has a ways to go to track down Rawlings. 4 laps to go here. 6 in the books. Bone Stock Heat race number 2. Culver in the 78. Roberts in the 15, 2nd and 3rd, respectively. Verburns all by himself in the 4th spot. Then it's a 2-car battle for the 5th spot between Stan Cook and I believe that might be Brady Oudman battling to the inside of Cook, or my apologies, the 97 of Morris. But it's all Rawlings out front. Mitchell Rawlings as we go back to turn 1. Cook in the 74. Wollaston got a little nervous there and shook the 11 car. Is going to lose a spot. Here comes Chris Lawrence in that 228 to the inside of Wollaston for position. That's for the 9th spot right now. With under 2 laps to go. And there's a car around in turn number 1 in front of the leader. Sorry, turn 2. My apologies. Right in front of the leader. Here comes Culver. A full head of steam on the backstretch to the outside of Rawlings. And now they're side by side for the lead. A 3/4 straightaway lead is gone. Out of turn 4. White flag on the speedway, and Culver will grab the lead.
Well, that's all about track positioning and where you're at what time someone's gonna get loose. It just so happens that the almost lapped car gets loose right in front of the leader. Culver stays in it, sees his opportunity, and he's in first place.
Here they come, nose to tail through turns 3 and 4. 2 separate battles, 1 for 3rd as well. Culver's gonna take advantage and win the heat. Rawlings will finish 2nd. Roberts for Verburn 3rd and 4th. And then it is the 93 Brady Alderman running up the top 5. Oh my goodness, Mitchell Rawlings is not going to be a happy camper in the 69 machine.
No, right when we thought it was over, Mitchell Rawlings had it in the bag. He was so far ahead. Just like that, everything can change. Welcome to auto racing at Delaware Speedway in the bone stock class.
Absolutely. Coming up next, we'll go heat racing with the V8 stocks. It's the season opener from the Delaware Speedway on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Ray saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy, Buick, GMC. Ray Cullen Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university, so they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
Welcome back. Season opener from Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. And show your support for Delaware Speedway with the latest 2025 season merchandise. From classic hoodies and comfortable t-shirts to stylish hats, there's something for every race fan. Whether you're watching from the grandstands or following the action from home, you can shop online anytime. DelawareSpeedway.com. Order now and represent the excitement of Delaware Speedway in style. You can tell we are live because that was a live read, and I love live TV, Kate. All right, bone stock heat race number 3, which means, Kate, there are a ton of bone stocks in attendance tonight.
There's always a ton of bone stocks here, Chris.
So they'll look to the back here, opening lap. And it's William Clausen in that yellow 64 will grab the lead into turn number 3. And caution on the speedway. I don't see anything unless there's something happening in turn 1, which is blocking our vantage point, just a hair here from our vantage point. But caution on the speedway, our first caution of the night.
I don't think they like the start, Chris. I think that just looking back at our cameras here, I think the 64 of Clausen maybe jumped the gun a little bit.
Okay.
And it looks like we're going to re-rack them, restack them, and away we go.
David Rockwood's in that 97. The 16 is Dakota Luoma. And let's go to the start, Kate. Take us through it.
Yeah, outside, look at the yellow machine there. That's of Clausen, and if you look, he touches that start-finish line first. They don't like that. The leader on the inside is starting the pace, whether he gets a bump or not. They didn't like it, and we're going to go again.
Yeah,
I'm not going to 100% say it's on him, but either way, that pole sitter, which is the inside car, needs to touch the start-finish line first.
Absolutely. White flag on the speedway. So, and Kate made a good point, because we kind of do the old tutorial to start every season here at Delaware Speedway on Rogers TV. So the next time we go caution, we'll show you the restart zone, because the next time they come around, they're expecting to see green from Aiden in the flag stand here. So it's going to be Rockwood in that 97. Clausen in that yellow 64. Joe Kicks and Dakota Luoma in row number 2. Adam Genereux, Derek Musker in row number 3. Here they come out of turn 4. They'll look to the flag stand. Aiden's keeping them at pace. And now the green flag will fly. And what I've noticed about Aiden and the new flag, man, he waits almost to the end of the restart zone to fly that green. So Aiden lets them wait a little longer than we're used to, and the drivers are all going to have to get used to their new flagman this year. That's the way it is.
Yeah, and that's part of it too, right? As the pole sitter, though, you know that restart zone is where it is, and that cone is where it is. So even if you start rolling, but you can also get a little bit on your opponent too, as long as is you're working with the new flagman, but it is all a learning curve.
Front six trying to get away. Rockwood, Clausen, Kicks, Luoma, Generu, and Race Meyer in that 93. Coming to the outside, looking for position around the 12 of Kicks. Meyer in that silver and red machine. Up to fourth now. Meyer looks fast to the outside of the black 16 of Luoma. Oh, look out, Clausen's loose. Almost got into the passenger side of the 16. Luoma will grab the second spot. They're almost 3 wide going into turn number 3 for third. Kicks in the 12. Clausen 64. Meyer in that 93. They're all clogged up from third on back.
33 of Paul Fothergill stuffs it in there going into turn 1.
Joe Lawrence is right there in tow from the 33 in that 28 machine. That Terry Labonte replica paint job. Fothergill 3 wide right behind the leaders, and he'll grab the third spot. And the 33 of Fothergill's coming. So's Meyer in that 93.
Joe Lawrence watching that 33 and going, hey, he's got lots of laps around this track. I better hitch on that tail.
Front 5 all together. And Fothergill will look to the inside of Rockwood. Luoma will grab the lead. 3 wide for second. They'll funnel into turn number 3, and Meyer looking strong on that 93. Race has been on the outside the whole heat race thus far. And here's Joe Lawrence in that yellow, white, and red number 28. He's come to the front as well.
That's the thing about bone stocks. They don't handle like any other race car will out here. Bone stocks are a whole new breed, and a couple of these guys have got it figured out. Joe Lawrence is definitely one of them.
Fothergill side by side with Luoma for the lead out of turn number 4. 6 in the books, 4 laps to go. Now Lawrence to the inside of the 16 for second. And Lawrence has followed Fothergill all the way from 3/4 back in the pack, now to the lead. It's Fothergill out front, Lawrence in second, Luoma in third, Meyer in fourth, and Gary Triska's come from nowhere in the 58 up to fifth now.
This is a great field of bone stocks. This race is very entertaining, Chris. Bone stocks always giving us a show here at Delaware.
Coming up on a back marker car here into turn 3. They're going to catch that car probably into turn number 1 here. There you see the car, bottom of your screen. They're going to have to negotiate here. They're side by side for the lead. Lawrence on the outside, Fothergill on the inside.
Lawrence at the line, Chris. We've got a new leader.
And they'll go to the outside of the 22. Joe Lawrence out front. Fothergill in second. Lap and a half to go. Meyer to the inside of Luoma for third. They're side by side for third. There they are. Out of turn number 4. White flag. Bone stock heat race number 3. Almost in the books. It's Lawrence out front. Fothergill in second spot. Luoma protecting the third spot. But Meyer back to the inside. They'll work turns 3 and 4 one final time. Out of turn number 4, checkered flag in the air. The 28 of Joe Lawrence will take the heat race. Fothergill second. Meyer grabs third. Luoma fourth, and Gary Triska will round out the top 5 for Bone Stock heat race number 3.
And Bone Stocks have definitely given a show tonight already. And we've made it through 3 nice heat races with the Bone Stocks.
Yeah, it's been 3 really good Bone Stock heat races. Let's check in with Jeremy downstairs.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Kyle Steckley. Now, Kyle, last year for you, a lot of racing everywhere. Tell me probably your one highlight from last season for you.
Yeah, we did a lot of racing in Canada last year, but we also made our move down to the USA and started racing down there with Rhett Jones Racing, and we were able to pick up a win at the Redbud 400. So that's a really big race in Indiana. That was really special, and you know, that one's one I'll look back on forever, but every win's special, and you know, just happy to do what I get to do.
Now, obviously, here on opening night here at Delaware Speedway, talk to me about this track and how you plan to attack it heading into tonight's races.
Yeah, it's a fun track. It's a short race for me tonight, only 35 laps, so it's gonna be interesting. You know, I think a lot of guys, it's their first time out this year, so luckily I've had quite a few races already, so I think everyone's gonna be kind of just finding their groove again and getting their cars dialed in. So it should be a fun race, but excited to get after it. It's nice and cool here in Delaware, Ontario. So happy to be here with my brand new Port City chassis with the APC Auto Parts Centers and looking forward to the race tonight.
Well, best of luck tonight and good luck the rest of the way throughout the summer.
Awesome, thank you.
Send him back upstairs.
All right, Jeremy and Kyle Steckley, good to see Kyle here, and you wanted to add a little bit about Steckley.
Yeah, so he says that he's running his new Port City cars chassis. Most of our late models here are running McCall's chassis, which are built in London. So he is running a different chassis, so we'll have to see if that does play any part with how his vehicle's going to run.
Yep, absolutely. So we got white flag coming out the next time here. So we're going to show you that restart zone. You'll see when Gary Aderton in that pace car comes around turn 4, you'll see a yellow stripe. There's the yellow stripe. That's the start of the restart zone. And then a few feet later, as we're going to show you, a red cone and 2 red lines. That's the end of the restart zone. So, Kate, take us through the responsibilities of the leader at that point within that restart zone.
Leader's setting a pace, so during that restart zone, you're definitely going to want to play with, okay, when am I going to get on the gas? Am I geared up and ready to go? Am I going to slam it into gear now? What can I do in order to get the advantage before that start-finish line?
Yeah, and absolutely. And remember, race fans, if the control car, so the leader's called the control car, if they do not restart by the end of that restart zone or the cone, the outside car or whichever car it is on the front row, because you can lane choice if you want, the other car can start the race, can do the restart. It's all up on the control car. So Gary will drop down on the apron with the pace car here. And we're getting set for V8 stocks. We're going to see this division for the first time this season. Green flag. Man, did they ever start late. Wow. And they'll funnel into turns number 1 and up the hill in turn number 2. Adam Everson in that 51 will grab the lead. Caden Patrick is that 86. Barry Watson in 3rd. Followed by Jordan Morrison in the 73. Doug Stewart in that blue deuce. Also in the race, Randy Martin in the 52 and Cooper Alberton in the 25. So the V8s have a certain rule that we call a breakout rule. And Kate, take us through the breakout rule for us this year.
Breakout rule is they can only run so fast, Chris. If they come over that time, they will be penalized. You got to do a stop and go penalty on the back stretch, so we will be watching times to see if anybody breaks out.
Absolutely. So the advantage would be the very first lap, right, Kate? Because they're not coming at speed to take the green flag, so you can go full out on that first lap, pretty much.
Most vehicles can. We did say that last year and got burned by it once, but
really,
we did.
Somebody actually broke out on a restart lap?
Yeah, they decided they were going to go nice and fast.
Oh, wow.
Right as soon as they got into the restart zone.
Adam Everson up front in that 51. Caden Patrick's in that blue 86. Watson to the inside of Morris, side by side for 3rd. And then Doug Stewart in that number 2 in the 5th position. Front 5 all together, but Everson trying to get away here. Morris still on the outside of Watson for that 3rd position. This group of 5 have distanced themselves from Randy Martin and Cooper Alberton. 5 laps in the books, 5 to go here. V8 stock, heat race number 1 this evening. 10 laps of scheduled distance. If you're just joining us, we're live at Delaware Speedway, the season opener here for the 2025 racing season and here on Rogers TV. Chris Orrs, Kate Friel, top of the tower. Jeremy McGrady down trackside. And we're on the back end now of a 10-lap heat race for the V8 stock division. Adam Everson still out front. That side-by-side battle for 3rd continues lap after lap. And we see that a lot in this division because of that breakout rule. You can either go really hard the first half of the lap, race fans, and then cool in the back half so you don't go too fast. A lot of side-by-side kind of parade laps at speed in this division because of that rule.
This rule also really helps everybody get those cars out of the woodwork that haven't been able to run because they no longer fit in a certain class. It gives us us the ability to bring some race cars out of storage, put them back in a competitive, fun class, and bring more cars back onto the Speedway.
Speaking of breakout, Doug Stewart broke out last time. 7-1. You got to be 21 seconds or slower. White flag on the Speedway. And Patrick has reeled Evenson in. And Watson has grabbed third now. And Stewart's going to have to do a stop and go on the backstretch here for his penalty. Through turns 3 and 4, one final time. Evenson looking to go flag to flag. He will. Checker flag in the air for Evenson. He'll take it. Patrick will beat Watson to the line for second. Morris will finish fourth. And because of that penalty to Doug Stewart, it's Randy Martin in fifth, Cooper Alberton in sixth, and Doug Stewart will wind up in seventh. More to come. Other side of the break here. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Don't get caught unprepared this summer. White's Rental is your one-stop shop for lawnmower tune-ups and repairs. You can visit us at our new location, 785 Little Simcoe Street.
It's time to get a little messy.
Thursdays, Top Chef heads north.
Welcome to Toronto.
And when the competition hits Canada,
Poutine. They're here to fight for over $500,000.
A lot of dough on the line, right?
there are no apologies allowed.
Am I missing one? Oh my God. Woo.
Sorry, not sorry.
My job's not done until I win.
Can I compete?
Top Chef, all new, Thursdays at 9 on Bravo.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. I'm Kate Friel, up here with Chris Soares, and earlier today, Rogers TV, as a part of National Volunteer Week, recognized Chris Soares as a long-time commitment to volunteering at Rogers TV. So, Chris, I see a 25 on there, but it's got to be longer than that.
No, it's 25. I've been.
I was 8. You really are old.
I started volunteering when I was 10, because I'm only 35 now.
I feel like that's a lie.
You were supposed to. I thought you were supposed to read like a true read, not do that.
Surprise.
Wow. Thank you.
Wow, guys, he's speechless.
I am speechless. Well, I just want to say thanks to Chris and Scotty in the truck. So what happened earlier today was Chris said, "Well, let's everybody get by the truck." I assumed it was going to be a staff picture for the new season. Then everybody walked away from the truck, and I stayed there. Chris comes out with this plaque. You guys saw the plaque, but I got it up here with me here. But just thank you very much. It's been a great ride. Here it is. It's been a great ride. Started obviously 25 years ago, doing everything, doing stuff like whatever Rogers needed. Santa Claus parades, talent shows, hockey games, all that good stuff. Election debates. It's fun. I love volunteering, but I love doing it on TV. So thank you to everybody at Rogers for that. It was very, very humbling. Appreciate it. All right.
Well, make sure if you do want to volunteer, www.rogers.com.
That's right.
RogersTV.com. Make sure that you fill out the volunteer application, because we're always looking.
V8 stock heat race number 2. And yes, you saw a truck there. That's Devin Blumendahl. And he'll grab the lead. Ferguson the second, Jeff Ferguson, Jeremy Taggart in third, Karen Martin's in this one as well, Lucas Orr, Jesse Herzl. 10 laps the scheduled distance. That truck looks pretty quick, actually.
I believe that truck has been a champion truck here before at Delaware Speedway, is right as well.
I believe you're right.
He'll be fast, but can he stay under the breakout time as this race continues will be the question. He's already down to a 21.381, and there's some getting real close trying to catch that truck. The 11 of Jeremy Taggart was real close last time by, so we'll have to see it in the line here if anybody breaks out.
Coming around to complete another lap here. good on that lap. Kate's going to check. Oh,
We're good on that lap, but we've got
line.
Lucas Orr around on the front stretch.
And looks like we're going to go caution. And the 95, you heard Jeremy pre-race, had troubles in practice as well. Went around almost in the same spot. Let's go to the replay, Kate.
So it looks like the 95 comes out of turn 4, just can't handle that slide, overcorrects, and ends around looping it. But good on him for keeping it off of a wall along the process.
So caution on the speedway here. And you see the damage on the front of that 95. That was from the spin and collision in the same spot in practice and colliding with the inside wall. So we're under caution here with 3 laps in the books here. V8 stock heat race number 2. So, what would you say to somebody who says, hey, maybe I should bring my family to Delaware Speedway? What would you say?
Well, it all depends on where you want to sit. If you want to sit on the hill, there's hills on both sides. Bring some lawn chairs, some blankets. If the kids want to sit on the hill, they can. It's a great time out here at Delaware Speedway. I've been coming out here since I was probably about 5 years old. Fell in love with the sport, ended up coercing my dad to getting me into racing when I was 8. And for about 25 years, every opening night here almost at Delaware, Friel Racing had a vehicle here, and this is the first one, but one of us is still here. We're just in a different capacity. We're up top on the hill calling the races.
Absolutely. Lights off the Delaware Speedway pace vehicle. Beautiful looking Richard Petty replica automobile there, driven by Gary Adrianson, former racer. Blumendahl will lead him out of turn number 4. And green flag. They're starting really late. Like, they're not starting, like the green flag's flying after the restart zone. I'm seeing it very consistent. Like, I'm surprised.
Well, and every starter has their own start, right? Scott Mackey did his thing, and that's going to be part of the racer's mindset now, is how do we adapt? I'm sure that in driver's meeting, that the new starter was probably there and gave him how he would like the races to start and how they'd like to roll off. That is definitely a conversation that the drivers... I'm hoping that they talked at least in driver's meeting before the night started.
Coming around to halfway, so here's my follow-up question to you. Is the restart zone even in play then? Because what I'm seeing, Kate, is they're starting the race well after the cone.
But just because the green flag hasn't thrown yet, if you have a restart zone and that is in the rules, then they can go.
Okay.
Some racers like to hold off and play games, right? And if that green flag is flying, that is the starter indicating, let's get this going.
Blumendahl in the 01 truck. It's Jeremy Taggart on the outside in the 11. And there you see the nose of Jeff Ferguson. Right there in the 23. It's a trio at the front of this field.
Blumendahl gets loose.
And he'll lose the lead. Taggart out front with 3 to go at the stripe.
Blumendahl just got really loose in the center of that corner. Didn't roll off.
Herzl debuting in the V8 stock division tonight, right, Kate? So Jesse's decided to do a little V8 stock racing in 2025, and Blumendahl loose again. Almost got into the 23 of Ferguson. Ferguson really loose out of 4. White flag on the speedway.
That 01 of Blumendahl looks really weird in 3 and 4. This is an 8-shake track, and we will talk about that after.
Leader broke out, and a stop and go at the back. Sorry to interrupt, Kate. My apologies. Now it's a side-by-side battle for the lead. All of a sudden, at turn number 4, one last time, Blumendahl will get it back, and he'll edge Ferguson for the win. Followed by Orr, Karen Martin, Herzl, and Taggart gets nailed with a stop and go for speeding, and he loses the lead.
That is a tough way to lose the lead, especially when you had a good gap. But that is V8 stock racing with that breakout time.
Absolutely.
It definitely affects everything. the reason why we missed the breakout time is because we were looking at the 01 truck and how it just didn't seem to handle the same as in 1 and 2.
Right.
Reason being is we always say that this track is built like an egg.
That's right.
It's a skinnier entrance and exit out of turn 1 and 2, and it's definitely wider in 3 and 4.
Yeah, we'll document that a little further after we check in with Jeremy down trackside.
Thank you, Chris. I'm joined by the 2024 Bone Stock Series champion here at Delaware Speedway, Matt Langford. Now, Matt, congratulations on the win last season. What's going to be looking forward to for you this season, trying to repeat yourself as champ?
Well, the field this year, they're super stout. There's a lot of boys and girls out there who've done their homework over the winter, and I think this is going to be probably one of my toughest years yet. So we're up for the challenge. We're really motivated and just looking to have a good, clean year and lots of fun.
And during the off season, anything fun, exciting for you during that off season? And then obviously heading into tonight, going to be cooler temperatures by the time we get to the feature race. Does that play a factor at all in how you're going to drive this track?
Well, for the off season, you know, it was a pretty cold, long winter, and we just kind of hibernated and enjoyed our time off. So as for the race later tonight, you know, we have a warm setup and we have a cold setup. So we'll put the cold setup in the car. I'm not going to give it away what it is, but hopefully it's the good one tonight. So,
well, thank you very much for your time, Matt, and we'll send it back upstairs.
All right, thank you to Jeremy and Matt, and we have replay here, Kate, of a lead change.
So here it goes right on the backstretch. The 11 has to pause that stop and go, and you see them just go by. That's got to be heartbreaking as a leader. You break out on the last lap.
That's great camera work by one of our volunteers as well. They had the camera on Taggart. Leaders come by and they go right with the leaders. Great camera work there for sure. And our camera operators this evening also volunteers, and we appreciate their time, and we look forward to another season of Delaware Speedway racing with them on our team. Here you see Gary Anderson in the pace car, the 43 Richard Petty replica. That's a beauty. And we're getting set now for Super Stock racing. The first time we'll see the Super Stocks this season. And they're going to go with 10 laps as well, the scheduled distance for their heat races. And it's going to be Brendan Edgar at the front of this field, Nick Ramsey in the 07. The 83 is Brody Rickwood. Double zeros at Jay Cox. The 8 is Randy Kuykendall. Number 7 is Chuck Menzie. It looks like it's numbered 57. And the 14 is Cody Wilds. White flag on the speedway.
Oh, it looks like when he comes towards the scorer's stand, he's got the X over the 5. So
okay, so it is 7.
Depending on which side we're looking at.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so a field of 7 getting set for 10 laps here in the Super Stock division.
Interested to see how this start goes and see if it falls in line with the other ones or if they're going to roll through the restart zone.
Just the turn 4 in the sunlight right now. Sun almost ducking behind the trees. They know it's really going to drop in temperature. Here they come into turn 4. And we're racing with the Super Stocks. Edgar and Ramsey out front. And Ramsey will grab the lead. Here comes Jay Cox in that double zero. Up to second spot.
I see a yellow flag in the starter's hand. Sorry to cut you off, Chris. I didn't think he was going to like that start, and we're going to go again.
Yellow flag here out early.
There you see the 07 of Nick Ramsey.
Let's take a look at that start and see why we're going again here. Yeah, it looks like they just didn't like the way that the start looked. It wasn't a huge jump from the outside or anything like that.
No, it was only like a couple of feet. 2-3 feet.
I think by the time they got to turn 1, though, the gap was big enough that they didn't like the start, and let's try it again.
Yeah, it's not much. Like at the line, it's probably 3 or 4 feet for Ramsey in that 07. There you see the yellow flag already. Like Aiden didn't like it right off the hop. You see the yellow flag there in the replay? He already had it back out.
Yeah, I saw it in his hand. I find most starters will pick up the yellow right away. You never know when a caution's going to happen.
Aiden's got a lot of experience. Like I said, you ever come watch Aiden in the flag stand here at Delaware Speedway? He's doing magic tricks with the flags. spinning him around. So I'm really surprised he hasn't lost the flag yet. He was a flag man a couple years ago in Grand Bend. I thought he was going to lose a flag for sure, but nothing ever fell out of his hands. He's getting set here with the green flag as Brendan Edgar will bring him around here in that 4 machine.
Concentrate. Don't drop the flag.
10 laps of scheduled distance. Super stocks on tap. And green flag for racing. That's a dead heat at the line. Edgar on the inside. Ramsey, another good start. Cox going to try and follow him through on the outside. Ramsey to the lead. Jay Cox to second early. Here comes Rickwood on that 83. To the outside of Edgar for third, and he'll grab that spot. And Ramsey will lead lap 1. Field of 7 almost completely in single file mode now, and now they are on to turn number 2. Ramsey trying to stretch his legs down the back. Cox in second, Rickwood in the 83, Edgar's in 4th. And it's Wilds in the 14, in 5th. And then Kuykendall in 6th, followed by Menzie.
As for track time and lap times, Nick Ramsey is the fastest car on the track, but not by much. I'd keep an eye on that 83 of Rickwood. He's looking pretty racy too.
Last gap, first to second, was .863. That's been extended now to just over a second. 1.049 the gap between Ramsey and Cox on your screen right now. And Ramsey pulling away. 1.049 last time by. We'll see if he extended it again. He did. 1.148. And Ramsey pulling away here with 6 to go. Jay Cox in that 00 right side of your screen, second spot. Rickwood just off screen in third. There you see Brody, top of the screen there in that 83. That's your front 3 with the 07 of Nick Ramsey on point.
And speaking of the 83 of Rickwood, he just put down his fastest time, whereas Ramsey's times have kind of fluctuated. It looks like the 83's times are getting better each lap, but I don't know if 5 laps is going to give him enough to go catch that 07.
He's definitely gaining on the 00 of Jay Cox, that's for sure. So that battle for second resuming as Ramsey continues to extend over a 1.5 second advantage now. Here's Jay Cox in that 00. Brody Rickwood in the 83. Battle for second on your screen. Up the hill in turn 2 and down the back. 2.5 laps to go. It'll be popsicle sticks in the air this time by for the 07 of Nick Ramsey. They'll get the 2 to go from the flag stand. Ramsey out of turn number 2. Healthy lead now, almost half a straightaway on Cox and Rickwood. Dealing with some back marker traffic. That's the 7 of Chuck Menzie. And he'll stay to the inside. White flag. 1 lap to go here. Super stock, heat race number 1 from Delaware Speedway. Here's the gap. It's a big one. Ramsey into turn 3. One final time. Working his way through turn number 4. Out of turn 4. Checker flag in the air. 07. Nick Ramsey will take it. Cox is going to hold on for second over Rickwood. And then it's going to be Edgar in 4th, and Cody Wilds will round out the top 5 here in the Super Stock Heat Race number 1.
It was a great Super Stock Heat Race number 1. I'm interested to see what Heat Race number 2 brings us.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's check in at trackside with Jeremy.
Thanks, Chris. I'm here with Randy Martin of the 52 machine. Now, Randy, love the paint scheme. What inspired you to go with this color?
Green and black is our team color to begin with, and I always enjoyed this car in NASCAR, so as the interstate battery car, and that's why I thought, well, perfect.
And obviously this season for you, what's going to be the goal for you driving this machine, obviously trying to win a V8 championship here in this series?
Well, I try to win the championship, but I think I'm more just trying to win a race.
And then obviously during the off season, what was maybe the most exciting thing you got up to during the off season?
Working on this. It was steady go from probably Christmas time till now, and still battling a few things with it, but
but at least we're out here.
And then what's it also like racing your daughter in this here as well?
All the time. We've always raced against each other, and it's a lot of fun, but we don't give each other anything.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for your time, Randy. I'll send it back upstairs.
All right, thank you, Jeremy, Randy Martin and Karen Martin for the last few years, kind of doing double duty most of the time at Grand Bend's quarter mile and kind of jumping in here at Delaware once in a while. But starting last year in 2024, Karen and Randy started running more here at Delaware and doubling the size of the track and getting some experience on the half mile. Good to see them back this year.
Yeah, it's always great to see them back. I definitely feel for them when they ask how it is running against somebody who's in your own family. I've done it for a number of years too, and it's one of those things that you go, I don't want to say too much about it because some days it's not always great.
Yeah. I can just imagine how those conversations at the dinner table go after the race or the following night.
Yeah, when you wreck both race cars though, and you have to go home to Dad, believe me, it's not a good fun time.
Super stock heat race number 2 on track. So the sun's almost stuck behind the trees. How is this going to affect the track a lot, in your opinion? Like we've been half to.
Matt Langford said it, right? You have to run with a warm setup and a cold setup. I don't know if there's enough heat in the track yet to make that difference, as we're only running 10 laps. So I'm interested to see what the cars do and how they react. But we're about to go green flag racing, and Darrell Lake is on the pole.
Darrell Lake and outside Mike Herniak Jr. will bring the field to green. Super stock heat race number 2, and green flag we're racing.
And in that second row, we've got another family duo. We've got Hudson and Carson Nagy with Trevor Culver in this heat, Ethan Orr and Ryan Dyson.
So I noticed that the last heats of all divisions have been the fastest on average. So how do they bring that from the previous season, since this is opening night, or how do they set the heat races?
I don't know how they did it today because I wasn't down in driver's meeting.
But they have been faster. You saw the last Bone Stock heat race was the faster cars compared to the rest of the heats, and same here with the super stocks.
The other thing is that most of the time they'll try to put the rookies in one heat because you just two things, or they use both.
Darrell Lake out front, then it's the 2 orange cars, a little bit different in the paint scheme, but they're come from the same stable. It's Carson followed by Hudson Nagy, second and third out of turn 4, trying to track Darrell Lake down. 4 in the books, 6 laps to go here, 10 laps the scheduled distance, and the 77 out front. Ethan Orr in the 57 up to 4th, followed by Trevor Culver in the 1. Herniak Jr. all the way back now to 6th spot, and Ryan Dyson at the back of this field. We're not used to seeing the 1 of Culver or the 20 to Dyson at the back of the field.
No, and it's the first night. It's a long season. You're just seeing sometimes what your equipment's got the first night, but you never want to finish near the back. But the biggest thing is you got to finish every single race in order to be a championship contender. The 1 of Trevor Culver knows this. He knows that you've got to keep your nose clean. You got to make sure you have equipment to run, and who knows? It might even benefit him, but it might not when it comes to starting position for the feature.
Trevor Culver, I think, had some issues in practice tonight. They were under the hood of the 1 car a couple of times, and there was issues with the 28 in preseason practice, from what I'm understanding. So Dyson working on a second motor on that 28. There's the leader, Darrell Lake in a 77, and it's Carson Nagy in the 93, Hudson Nagy in the 36. Right there, Lake's rearview mirror full of orange. It's the Nagy boys coming right for the lead here, down the back. Lap and a half to go. White flag next time by. Lake trying to hold on. Culver trying to get Orr a little loose for fourth. White flag, Nagy looking to the inside here. And Lake's going to shut the door. Out of turn 2, a final time. Oh, what a run by Nagy in the 93. Got a nose to the left rear tire of the Lake machine. Darrell trying to close the door. Contact. And they're coming out of turn 4. Who's going to get it here? And at the line, it's Darrell Lake by 0.018 seconds to grab the win from Carson Nagy. Hudson Nagy will finish third, followed by Ethan Orr and Trevor Culver. And the 77 getting called to victory lane wins it by 18/100ths of a second.
That was a whole lot of loose racing and a whole lot of well, it wasn't a whole lot of contact, but we're going to look back at it here. The 93 had to make his run for it. It looks like the 77 tried to push him down, and Carson said, no, I'm staying right here. Ends up with them both loose, but not enough that they weren't finishing. But look how close these nose are at the line. It was so close and a great race.
We've had some great finishes thus far this evening, and we're just into the heat race portion of the program, and we have more to come on the other side of the break. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy, Buick, GMC. Ray Cullen Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
Join the high-energy, bodyweight-based workouts of the Thunder Twins. Gerald and Harold will get all shapes and sizes up and moving.
You just don't go down as low.
No.
We want you to cross your body, though, and do a slight bend.
Catch the Thunder Mondays at noon.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing and Rogers Speed, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. And the biggest events of the summer are rolling into Delaware Speedway, from the high-powered ISMA Super Modifieds on June the 6th to the intense battles of the Dayco Super Stocks and APC Series late models June 27th through to the 28th. The action never stops. Don't miss out. Secure your tickets now at DelawareSpeedway.com and be part of the thrill. And we are now switching to late model heat races here at Delaware Speedway, and the sun is going down, Kate, and it's getting cold. We got the toque on. Feels a little better, but I know it looks ridiculous, but who cares? And we're gonna get white flag on the speedway for the late models.
Now, they did give them an extra lap there to shake in those tires, as it is cooled off. So they're trying to get some heat into those slicks to get ready to take this green flag, and hopefully nobody's slipping and sliding. It looks like Paul Majors on the inside, Jake Sheridan on the outside, the 22 of Kyle Steckley, the 03 of Ray Morneau.
And here they come out of turn number 4. And we're racing. It's Sheridan in that white 52 to the lead. Paul Major in that 14 to the inside. Here comes Ray Morneau on the outside. Kyle Steckley in that 22. Be nice to see Sheridan and Steckley running here all season long. That would really ramp up the late model division. Sheridan will lead lap number 1.
I don't see them in the program. I don't know if they were late to roster, if they're running a select schedule, so we'll have to wait and see what this season brings.
Sheridan, Morneau, Steckley, your front 3. That's a who's who in late model racing, I'll tell you that right now. Jake Sheridan out of Mount Bridges, Ontario, just down the road. Ray Morneau from Windsor in second spot in the 03. As they'll funnel into turn number 3. Kyle Steckley there in that 22 as well. Then it's Major, Lloyd Rawlings, and Dave Mathers in the 5 car. Morneau right there, almost on that rear decklet of Sheridan's 52 machine.
Ray Morneau, no stranger to Delaware Speedway. He's been a track champion here, and he knows how this track works in the cold, in the heat, in everything. So he's using that to his advantage. But Jake Sheridan also has a little bit of extra knowledge in his pit box. His dad ran here forever.
Yeah, Rod Sheridan, many wins here at Delaware Speedway. Also in the 52 back in the day.
Ron also helped out here at Delaware with the junior late models program. Back in the day, he did some of the classroom sessions. So that's dating myself a little bit, because I think I was probably only like 10.
Yeah, the 3rd place machine also comes with a lot of experience from the family side of it. Kyle Steckley's dad, Scott Steckley, a veteran of the top stock. Winning a Canadian Tire Series back in the day. Oh, almost contact. Morneau and Sheridan. And Steckley tried to take advantage. Morneau to the inside. Sheridan went into the corner too deep. And he might lose a couple of spots here now.
I would say you've probably got 3 of the best late models running right there. But that is not taking away from any other part of the late model division here at Delaware Speedway.
Morneau and Sheridan just getting told by race control to knock it off. Sheridan came back at Morneau last lap in turn number 3. Side by side for the lead. White flag this time by. And Morneau will lead into turn number 1. Steckley to the inside in the 22. Then it's Sheridan in the 52. Down the back one final time. Quarter mile to go here. Morneau will lead him into turn number 3. Out of turn 4, Morneau's going to win it, followed by Steckley and Sheridan. Then it's Major and Rawlings, your top 5 in late model heat race number 1.
This late model division is always fast and always so good to watch. I can't wait to see the next heat race, because I know that there's going to be some other awesome race cars in it. This late model division was so close last season, and we never really knew what was going to happen.
That's right.
We never knew who we'd see at the end of the night in victory lane. They raced hard, but they also were so fast.
Late model heat race number 2 on the other side of the break. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Hi, I'm Melissa Maloney. I am the host of What's Up London, where we talk to amazing people in the London community who are doing so many incredible things. Watch What's Up London only on Rogers TV.
Don't be a slacker. And on the next Fanatics...
Have a bite.
Welcome back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Friday nights at Delaware Speedway are packed with excitement. Honor our heroes on First Responders Night coming up June. Racing legend at the Earl Ross Memorial Late Model Race. That comes our way June the 20th. And meet your favorite drivers during multiple autograph nights throughout the season. Feel the adrenaline with King of the Hill spectator races as well. Don't miss a moment. Get your tickets now. DelawareSpeedway.com. Chris Soares, Kate Friel, top of the tower. Jeremy McGrady down trackside, getting set for late model heat race number 2. And we expect the white flag this time by.
Leading the field is the 32 of Matt Robley, sporting a new number, new paint job. It's a new year, so let's get going.
I saw his dad, Steve Robley, on the golf course on Monday. We were talking a little racing, of course, and talked a little bit of golf as well. Actually, I watched Steve almost get a hole-in-one on Monday.
That's awesome.
That would have been great because he would have been buying beers.
We got the 22 of Marshall Schrenk on the outside in this heat race. 10 of Jesse Kennedy, 21 Logan White, the 53 of Brady Smith, and the 30 of Johnny Arts. This is going to be another good heat race. We got some
It's going to be a good feature tonight, I think. Green flag, we're racing with the late models.
Wow, great start by Robley. He's able to take that little push right off the start and get rolling into turn one. Marshall Schrenk's not going to give up that easy, though.
Jesse Kennedy there in the 10 as well, just off picture. There's a Jesse in the 10. Robley 32. Schrenk in the 22. Oh, good outside cornering by the 22 of Marshall Schrenk. That car looks great on the outside, Kate. Made that pass on the outside.
Marshall Schrenk had a great season last year, too. He seemed to be able to make that car work wherever it needed to. So I think the 22 will also be another vehicle to watch come later on tonight in this feature.
All 6 of them, nose to tail. Brady Smith running third. Johnny Arts in fourth. Logan White right now in the 6th position, but it's Marshall Schrenk up front in that 22. Followed by Robley in the 32, Kennedy in the 10. Kennedy looks to the inside of Robley.
Marshall Schrenk is so fast. Even compared to the last heat race, he is definitely a lot faster. Now, mind you, the last heat race was a very aggressive last heat race, and they were battling a little bit closer, but Marshall Schrenk in clean air, he's running so quick, Chris.
There you see Robley and Kennedy, followed by Brady Smith and Johnny Arts.
His lap times just keep getting faster and faster.
18.686 last time by the 22 of Marshall Schrenk. He's on rails right now. He is pulling away from this field. Halfway. Kennedy looking for a nose inside the 32 of Robley, and Matt will shut the door there. Kennedy looks like he's ready to go here, but Robley's in the way. Kennedy looks to the inside again and will break earlier than Robley. Robley will keep the spot. Kennedy looks to the inside again, and he's there. And a good exit, corner exit for Robley out of turn number 4. Goes a little high. Kennedy down to the door. And they'll drag race down the back for second spot. Jesse Kennedy in the 10, Matt Robley in the 32. Contact, and Kennedy's around in front of the rest of the field. And they'll go high above the 10. Will stay green. And Kennedy will refire. And we remain green on the racetrack with 2.5 laps to go. Again, another variable that we might be seeing from the new flagman this year. Aiden waited long enough for Jesse to refire, and we kept it green.
Yeah, he wasn't really in the race groove as to where the leaders were on the track. So that may be why he didn't throw the yellow. Unfortunate for the 10. But I don't think that that's the last of Jesse. We'll see tonight. I think he'll be running very well come feature race time.
White flag on the speedway for the 22. There's your leader working turns 1 and 2. That's Marshall Schrenk. Fast time 18.631. Back on lap number 5. Out of turn 4, checkered flag in the air for the 22. Marshall Schrenk will take the win in the heat race, followed by Matt Robley. And then it's Brady Smith, Johnny Arts, Logan White, and Jesse Kennedy will come home in the 6th spot. And there you see the 22 Marshall Schrenk late model heat race number 2 winner. And right after this, we are expecting a B main for the Bolton Stocks. And here's a replay here, Kate.
So it's the contact between the 32 and the 10 of Jesse Kennedy. So let's just see. They go into the corner. It looks, I don't know. It doesn't really look like.
Well, it looked like Matt came down a little bit. If we get another, we're going to check in with Jeremy, but if we can get that replay when we come back from Jeremy's interview, I think I saw Matt come down. Let's check in trackside with Jeremy.
Thanks, Chris. I'm joined by Ryan Dyson. Now, Ryan, your off-season busy, eventful, engine trouble. Take us through it.
Yeah, I felt this was the most prepared we've ever been. I mean, last year we had a phenomenal season with our brand new WMI race car, and there wasn't a whole lot to do this winter, so we figured we'd upgrade the power plant, the whole drive line and everything, and bought a brand new motor, brand new training, brand new bolt-ons, everything to make sure we had good spare and backup and everything. So we put that in the car for last week's practice session to come out, and lap 1 she blew up. So we came into tonight with 0 laps of practice, 0 laps of learning and checking stuff over. So unfortunately our performance has been a little bit lackluster tonight, but that's just because tonight's basically our practice. So I'm hoping we just made an adjustment that's going to help for the future, but finishing last in a heat race is not the way I want to start the year.
Yeah, and obviously throughout the summer you want to make those adjustments. What's going to be the key for you this coming season to try to get that car up to where you want it to be?
Getting an engine that works would be nice. It's not what you want to hear. I do got to thank the people over at Humberview, GTA area where you have to buy these motors. They actually brought us another one to replace the one that blew up today. So Old Faithful from last year's in the car, but a new one would have been nice. But yeah, just being able to fine tune, and we really didn't make many changes to the car over the winter. It was so good last year, so just trying to get back up to speed and figure out exactly what the car needs, because I guess it needs something.
Well, thank you very much for the time, Ryan, and we'll send it back upstairs to Chris.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Ryan, the driver of the 28 Super Stock. Let's take another look at the Kennedy spin, Kate.
So watch right here. You're going to see a slight shake on the 32, but they do touch right there at the back tire. The 32 just comes down right there. There's a slight touch. You're going to see the wheels on the 10 turning back in towards the 32, which you want to do so that you don't pitch it into the dirt on the inside there. But yeah, unfortunate, hard racing. There was nothing over the top that I would say was overly aggressive from either driver on that one. Just unfortunate racing incidents that are going to happen throughout the season here at Delaware Speedway. And we will see other fireworks that look a little bit worse than that.
Absolutely. Getting set now for the Bone Stock B main. Scheduled distance is 15 laps here. And then after that, we're scheduled for an intermission. We'll have to wait and see if Delaware Speedway officials are going to go with that intermission, because the temperature has really cooled off here. They might want to speed up the program a little bit more for the fans who are here enduring the cold here on opening night from Delaware Speedway for the 2025 racing season. So out front's going to be Dan Story at 34, Ryan Houston in the 92 in row number 1. Row number 2 is Hank Clausen and Michael Verburn. So Michael Verburn getting penalized in his heat race because I think he finished within the top 5 in his heat. So there was issues with the 19, and Verburn will have to qualify through the B main here to get to the A main later tonight. Brady Aldman and the one car from the Starrett Racing Stable in row number 3. And it's Jack Dixon, Ian Levesque, Chad Prue, Cassie Howard. You're rounding out your top 10. And white flag on the speedway.
Don't have a favorite, you are a female in the crowd.
And they'll double them up here. Stack them right up for this Bone Stock B main.
We got ladies driving 59, Cassie Howard. 23 is Jesse Howard.
Thomas Jeremy driving the 7 car this year in the Bone Stock division. And they're getting all ready to go here. Dan Story will be the control car inside row number 1 in the yellow and purple machine. 92H of Ryan Houston outside row number 1. Lights off the Delaware Speedway pace car. And Adrianson will duck the pace car down onto the apron in the pit road. And here they come. 15 laps to scheduled distance. Story will bring him to the line.
Joining the back of the pack, so he doesn't have some problems in the top shot, Jordan.
Green flag, we're racing here with the Bone Stocks.
Mitchell Rawlings did also just join the back of the pack there, Chris.
Oh, he did?
He did.
Do we know how many are going to qualify through, Cater?
I think I overheard maybe 10. So
maybe 10.
I am going to go double check with scoring, but
okay. Come back soon. Here they come out of turn number 4 to complete a lap, and Story out front. Here comes Verburn in that blue number 19 to the inside. Obviously some issues in Verburn's heat race because, as mentioned, race fans, he finished inside the top 5 in his heat race but has been relegated to the B main here, and he'll go to the outside for the lead. There's the 1 car from the Starrett Racing stable in the 3rd, and then it's the 93 of Brady Outman. Jack Dixon there in the top 5. Go ahead, Kate, you get some info for us?
It is 10. I overheard correctly.
All right. And right now, that's the 99 of Chad Prue in that 10th and final transfer spot. There's a battle for second spot. Story in that 34. There's the 93 of Outman and the 1 of Starrett Racing. We got to tell the Starrett Racing, or you're going to, here's your homework for the week. Tell the Starrett Racing group, hey, put a name on the transponder instead of having only Starrett Racing on the transponder. We want to recognize the driver. I'm sure the driver want to be recognized as well.
That we do, and in that transfer spot, it looks like Mitchell Rawlings might take it this time by.
At the line, and no, it's Ryan Houston. Mitchell Rawlings got all the way up to 9th. So Houston now in the 92H is in the final transfer spot. But it's Verburn out front. A cluster of 5 cars battling for second on your screen right now.
That final transfer spot just keeps changing back and forth, so we will keep you updated on it because I believe Chad Prue just took it back.
There's the 1 from the Starrett Racing family. The 93 is Outman. That's a battle for second spot. There's the 99, Chad Prue, currently in the but has a bunch of cars behind him, including the 52 right there of Carter Nickel. And Carter Nickel, a Grand Bend regular, won the Grand Bend's championship in the Bone Stock division in 2024 last year. He's the defending, I didn't know he was racing here tonight, that's awesome. He's from Elsa Craig, Ontario. And he is the defending Grand Speedway Bone Stock champ heading into this year and coming to do a little half-mile racing at Delaware. There's your leader, the 19 of Verburn. Down and back another time. 8 laps to go, 7.5 to be exact. And Verburn will work turns 3 and 4. Top left corner, that is your leader. There's the spread back to second spot. Bottom right, now a gaggle at the 10th position. And Chad Prue in the 99 has it. Carter Nickel right there in the 52 wants it. And they're going to pass the 24 of Hank Clausen.
And ahead of Hank Clausen there is Cassie Howard. And behind the 52 is Jesse Howard. So the Howard team is definitely trying to crack that A main tonight.
So top left's your leader. Bottom right, your final transfer spot. That's the 99 of Prue in 10th. Hank Clausen in the 24 in 9th. They're going to switch spots. Now Clausen in the bubble. Through turns 1 and 2. And Prue up to 9th spot now. 5 to go next time by. And the leader will take it right now. 5 to go. In this Bone Stock B main. Prue in the 99, Clausen 24, Nickel in the 52. And Jesse Howard in the 23 right there as well. And there's your gap, first and second. Michael Verburn back to Brady Outman. Through turns 3 and 4. 4 to go this time by. That transfer spot, hot and heavy, on your screen right now. The 24 of Hank Clausen in that transfer spot. Carter Nickel out of Elsa Craig. Trying to grab it. Here comes Jesse Howard, bottom left in that 23. There you see her. Nickel to the outside of Clausen. At the door. They'll go to the high side of the back marker, number 22 car. Clausen in the 10th spot. Nickel in the 11th spot. 10 will qualify for the A main. 2.5 laps to go. And Jesse Howard there as well in the 23. Oh, look at the transfer. Nickel working the outside, gets a pretty good run out of the corner exit, and they'll drag race down the back. 2 laps to go for the leader. Just took it. And this battle in Nicholl battling back to the leader, the 19 of Verburn, top left. In through turns 3 and 4. We'll get the white flag this time by. There's your transfer spot. Nicholl has it by half a car length. Clausen will fight back. Verburn just took the white flag. Nicholl in the 52, Clausen in the 24, Howard in the 23. All right there for the final transfer spot. Verburn down the back one final time. Couple of corners left for Michael Verburn in the 19. Transfer spot has not been settled yet. Verburn out of turn 4 will take a checker flag in the air. Now let's go back down to the right spot. Down to your screen. Battle for the final transfer spot. Here's Jesse Howard trying to get in there. Into turn 3 they go. Clausen 24, Nicholl 52, Jesse Howard 23. Out in turn 4, they'll touch. Drag race at the line. It's Nicholl. Carter Nicholl in the 52 edges Clausen and will find himself in the A main.
Great run by the 23 of Howard. Great run by the 24 of Hank Clausen. Definitely made for entertaining finish for us. That was the bubble spot. And it looks like transferring, obviously, is going to be the 19 of Michael Verburn. Brady Oudman, Starrett Racing has the car in there. Mitchell Rawlings, Jack Dixon, Ian Levesque, Dan Story, Cassie Howard, Chad Prue, and Carter Nicholl at the line.
Let's check in downstairs with Jeremy.
Thanks, Chris. I'm joined by Jesse Kennedy. Now, Jesse, obviously not how you wanted to start there in that heat race. Take me through what happened there.
Basically, it's one of those deals where you gain position. The outside guy wasn't willing to give up the entire preferred lane, and I wasn't willing to run into him either to keep the spot. It's just one of those deals where the lower part of the racetrack is still pretty dirty, and if I would have jammed it in there a lot more, we probably would have both got taken out.
Now, obviously, heading into this season, you want to try to climb the ranks in your division. What's going to be the key for you this season to try to do that and accomplish a win?
Again, just be consistent, and today's not very consistent, but I'm out here to have some fun.
All right, well, thank you, Jesse, for your time, and I'll send it back upstairs to Chris.
Yeah, thank you, Jeremy, and the driver of the 10 late model, Jesse Kennedy. And your thoughts on what Jesse had to say with that contact with Robley?
I think he's quite right. That bottom of the racetrack's probably still real messy.
Did we really
real
just
different.
come upstairs here with my toque and my Strathroy Jet sweater on? It's cold up here, folks.
Definitely still
Sorry
slippery.
to interrupt. I didn't know he was coming up to us here.
I tried to warn you. You just weren't listening. It's the usual thing. It's fine. But Jesse did say that bottom of the track is going to be real slick. Still, it's not worked in yet. It's probably not the best racing groove to be pushing the car as much as it is. He said that it would have got slick and he would have slid up and took both cars out. Jesse doesn't want to take his equipment, but he doesn't want to take somebody else's either. So I think that was probably the nicest decision he could have made for both crews. But we'll have to see what the future brings.
Okay, so we're in the intermission. Race fans, just before we go to break, let's take a look at the race for the final transfer spot. Kate, take us to the line here.
So 24 of Clausen's on the inside, and you see Nicholl on the outside. The 23 of Jesse Howard was right in the mix, too. It looks like she tried to keep it down low a little bit too long and washes up the track, which left it up to these guys at the line. But Nicholl takes him right at the line. It was so close, like
That's like the third
inches.
or fourth line shot that we've had tonight. And we haven't got to the features yet.
Well, that's perfect. That's what we want to see. We want to see some nice, close racing. It's opening night. Let's give the fans what they need.
Absolutely. More to come from Delaware Speedway here on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Ray saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy, Buick, GMC. Ray Cullen Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
You want to watch something really chaotic and weird?
No.
Tune into...
I didn't ask you, I was asking the viewer. Tune in to Crumpet Corner, an amazing show full of chaos, creatures, and crumpets. That's 3 C's.
Like us.
But yes, can you let me do this promo,
Okay,
please?
please, I just want one. I just want one.
But you aren't supposed to do this. Who even let you on set?
You did.
Watch Crumpet Corner, folks. I don't believe this.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
Welcome back at Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. And we're inside the intermission. Chris Soares, Kate Friel, Jeremy McGrady down trackside. It's been some fantastic gate races thus far. We've had 3 races to the line, not all of them for the win, one of them for a transfer spot in the bone stock division. But how fast is this track going to be? Like, it's cold, obviously. We're wearing sweaters. I was wearing a toque. It's going to come back on very shortly. How fast is this track going to be in these conditions?
Marshall Schrank was running ridiculous times for a heat race, and like, I just couldn't believe how quick it kept getting. So I'm very interested to see how fast these guys go. The B main went already for the bone stocks, so I think we'll probably see V8 stocks first for feature racing, and that'll be interesting too because we've got the breakout time. So how much is that going to play a factor with how cold it is and how quick the track's going to get? These guys are going to have to adjust in that class for a whole different reason than everybody else. Everybody else just gets to go fast, but these guys really got to manage their time and make sure that they're not breaking out, especially if they're in the lead.
So explain to our viewers who are maybe just joining us for the first time why the track would be faster when it's cold and slower when the sun's out.
So tires are a big part of it, but also the engine. The engine's going to run a lot better when it's cooler, just like in our cars on the road. In the summer, sometimes that's what you're going to see when you've got a problem. Whereas when it's cooler, the amount of cool air getting to that motor is really letting it breathe, being able to get the horsepower that you need. But also tires. Tires, as they warm up, are going to get sticky. They're going to stick to the track better, and they're going to give you more grip, which allows you to corner better. The biggest thing in racing isn't the straightaway speed. It's about how you can handle in the corner in order to gain speed coming off. So it's all about where, and you'll see how drivers will brake at different spots going into the corners. They'll brake earlier or later, and that depends on where they're going to start rolling off the corner faster by stepping into that gas and really letting the car take it down the straightaway. So those are all different parts of racing. Every driver is also going to run the track a little bit different, and that makes a difference too. Who are you racing beside? What are they doing? How can I adapt? How can I adjust? How can I gain the advantage to go faster?
Yeah, and I'm not sure if we can get one of our camera people maybe to pan through the track, because you were mentioning earlier tonight how the track, if you look at it from above, it's an egg-shaped track. So the distance between turns 1 and 2, race fans, is a shorter distance than it is between turns 3 and 4. You can carry more speed through. There's turns 3 and 4 right there. Thank you very much to the guys.
And you'll see how wide that corner is,
right. So
as opposed to when we get to 1 and 2
You're carrying more speed through 3 and 4, but a hill in turn 2 and then down the back, but it's a shorter distance. So if you're setting up your car, do you want it to work better in turns 1 and 2, or do you want it to work better in turns 3 and 4? Because those are two different aspects of this racetrack.
And like I said, every driver's different. So one driver may say, I need it to handle in 1 and 2, or I need it to handle in 3 and 4. It depends on the style that the driver likes to run. I like to run a nice, really loose race car. So as long as I'm still catching grip coming out of both, all right, let's go. But some drivers like to tighten that up a little bit, and they like to have comfort and stability to make sure that you can pass comfortably on one end of the track in order to gain that advantage. So like I said, every driver is going to run this track a little bit differently.
Right.
Every setup is going to be different.
Right.
No two drivers are going to run the same. So you might start with a base setup. Somebody might help you out who's more experienced, ran here lots of times, but you're still going to have to tweak it because you're not going to run it the same. but it's all about hitting your marks. And when I say that, there's different spots of the track where you're going to be up the track closer to the wall. Where are you going to brake? Where are you diving in? Where are you getting on that gas? Where are you rolling out to? How much are you letting it float to the wall? Are you a driver that wants to take the inside lane? And that's the biggest part about racing. Everybody thinks you're just going fast and turning left, but there's so much other stuff behind the scenes. These crews work very hard on these vehicles, and I mean, they work all week. If something goes wrong, you're working hours a day, and it almost becomes like your other full-time job. So these crews, they don't get the credit that they deserve sometimes, because we always talk about the drivers, but focusing in on the crews and how much work they are putting into these vehicles week in and week out, and watching the setups and documenting that and making sure that they are so focused on that for these drivers is everything.
Let's check in the track side with Jeremy.
Thanks, Chris. I'm here with last year's 2024 champion in the Pro Late Models, and Ray Morneau. Ray, congratulations on last year's victory. Obviously, you're hoping to carry that in success into this year. What's going to be the key for you to right this win, try to get a win for it?
We gotta just stay consistent. We started off there good with the heat race win, so had a good battle with the 52 and the 22 as well, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, we just we got to stay consistent. That's the main thing, and hopefully if we can do that, we can end up on top.
Now, how busy was your off season? Did you able to step away from maybe working on the car, getting it ready? Anything fun you get up to during the off season?
No, we kind of took a break and just kind of relax, and then we get right back at it after the new year. So we had a little bit of time off, but had to get the car ready and back into winning form.
Now, obviously, this year you want to repeat as champion. What's going to be the key throughout the summer to maintain the success and try to be near the top of this division?
We just got to stay up on top of the track. The track's going to change quite a lot. It's going to get really, really cold here tonight, so track's going to change a lot, and then you get into the heat of the summer, and you got to stay on top of it and make adjustments, and hopefully the right ones.
Now, talk to me, obviously, with it being a cold night tonight, as a driver having to adjust whether to stick to the inside or the outside. What's going to be the advantage being out there tonight with it being cold weather? How do you attack it in cold weather?
Well, times are going to be a lot quicker. There's going to be a lot of grip out there, I think. Depends how cold it gets. If it gets really, really cold, it could get greasy kind of thing, right? But we'll see. I think we're going to have to keep heat in our stuff, and we'll see what we can do. Everybody else is making adjustments. We're making adjustments, so we'll see who nails it tonight.
Well, thank you very much for your time, and I'll send it back upstairs.
All right, thank you very much. Weather definitely an issue, and it's cold. We have Preacher Racing next. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Ray saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy, Buick, GMC. Ray Cullen Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
October 5th, 2014, my daughter was hit by a train. She was walking along the sides of the tracks, and it shattered her world.
This year, 2 groups of veterans and 2 teams of rookies compete to renovate 4 identical houses with their own signature style.
In the ultimate neighborhood knockout, we're gonna keep things fresh.
Get down and dirty.
And bury the competition.
Rock the Buck on HGTV.
Welcome back at Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Chris Orr's, Kate Friel, top of the tower. Jeremy McGrady down trackside, getting set for feature races now. White flag on the speedway for the V8 Stocks 25-lap feature. And Kate, quickly before we go to green, take us through the breakout rule for this division one more time.
Breakout rule for this division: you can only go so fast. You go faster than a 21 flat.
Is it 21 flat or 21.1?
21.1, sorry.
Right. So faster would be a time under 21.1.
So if you do that, you are going to have to create a stop-and-go penalty by the back scoreboard in Tech Garage. You're going to stop on the truck. You are going to wait for everybody to go past, and you're going to get going.
Feature race time. V8 stock. And we're racing for the half mile. It's Evason and Patrick out front. And quickly, Barry Watson in the 45 looks to dive in. And we'll try and grab second spot from Patrick. Here comes Blumendahl in that truck. The 01 truck to the inside. They usually go the fastest on that opening lap. And then they have to pace themselves. And they all in the 22-23 second range.
Yeah, you're going from almost like a really slow pace rolling lap to stepping on it and you're getting going.
Absolutely.
So that first lap will always be slower. It's just a part of things. You have to get up to speed.
Yep, Kate's going to monitor our lap times for us in the V8 feature. If she gives me a thumbs up, we're rolling. If not, you'll hear her call out a car and say, penalty, penalty, and they'll do a stop and go on the backstretch. It's Barry Watson out front, out of turn number 4. Blumendahl to second, and now it's Jordan Morris in the 73, up to third, Patrick to fourth, Evason dropping down to the 5th spot. Now he lost it to Taggart, Taggart up to 5th. There are your leaders. The Camaro and the pickup truck rounding out or leading the field here at the stripe. 25 laps to scheduled distance. We're 4 laps in.
We are getting down to those 21.3s, so we may see some close calls here soon.
And we have a breakout. 25 broke out, I think, Kate. Oh, we got a wreck up to turn 4. It's Evason into the outside wall, and we go caution on this. Oh, we're still green. Oh, now we're yellow. As Doug Stewart just caught the caution out of turn number 4. And Evason heavy front right damage and caution on the speedway. And let's go to the replay here. Coming out of turn 4. Kate, take us through it.
It looks like he just gets touched on that back corner. It sends him flying straight into the wall.
Was he hooked with a 23? It looked like they were hooked together.
I don't know if that was just a piece of the bumper that's kind of sticking out.
That was a hard hit.
But you never want to turn directly into the wall, especially on the front stretch. Here's another look at it.
Watch the left rear of the 51 and the right front. Are they hooked together?
I think that's. I think he got a piece of the bumper stuck
in the front bumper of the 23. Yeah. It looked like Ferguson was trying to get away from that, and he couldn't. Kate.
Yeah, it looked like something was stuck together, but regardless, we hope that the 51 of Evason's okay, because that was a hard lick into that front wall, but he moving around in there, so yeah, that's always a good.
If the window net being down is any indication. We think that he's okay, and he's going to climb out of the car, and that's good to see. Dave Evason in the 51 climbing out, and here's another look now. Now the left rear is the bumper sticking out a little bit. It looks like it's hooked onto the right front bumper of the 23. It looks like Ferguson wants to peel away right there, but he can't. And that's a hard hit, Kate. That is a hard hit for that 51.
Yeah, that's
I don't know. It looked like they were hooked together. Obviously I could be wrong, but it just looked like it.
Yeah, it almost looks like a piece of the bumper's just sticking out.
So they're trying to figure out how they're going to hook the 51 up here, I think. This happening on the front stretch. So it looks like Evason is good. We'll pause. We're under caution here. V8 stock feature. We'll be right back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Blow out all candles before you leave the room or go to bed.
Never leave a burning candle unattended.
When you go out, don't forget to blow out. Hi, I'm Kathleen from Hiking with Kathleen. Please join me this season where I bring you on my great adventures of hiking, paddling, and camping. And I bring you up close to wildlife as I see them on my hikes.
Welcome back at Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Under caution here from a collision. Dave Evison into the outside wall out of turn number 4, part of the V8 stock feature race, 4 laps complete. Opportunity here because obviously with us being here now, Rogers TV London transitioning from their London Nights coverage to Delaware Speedway coverage, so definitely got to send a shout out to everyone involved with the London Nights broadcast this past season. Fantastic job as always. And most of them are on this crew here, including the 2 gentlemen in the truck. Chris and Scott, great job, and the volunteer staff, well done. Knights 12-0 until last night, losing 4-2 to Oshawa at home. So the Generals lead that OHL final, best of 7, 1 game to none. A little surprising last night.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Just kidding. We're hoping for better results tomorrow. I am going to call a penalty, though, that is actually a penalty.
Okay.
And the 25 of Cooper Albertine is going to the back of the breakout time.
Okay, 4 laps in the books, 21 to go. Lights off the pace car. We're underway. Green flag, V8 stock. Barry Watson will lead him into turn number 1. Oh, sorry, Devin Blumendahl. My apologies. Blumendahl with the lead. Watson second. Jordan Morris in the 3rd spot, Patrick in 4th, and Taggart.
Looks like there's a tire rub on the 01 of Blumendahl. If you see the little bit of smoke just came out of the back, watch going into this corner here, you may see it.
So tire rub here, possibly. Oh, contact, and there is the tire rub on the right front, look like.
And you will see it here. It looks like there's contact with Patrick, and that's going to make some tire rub happen there.
So right now, we have not seen anyone stop on the back. We're hearing there was a breakout, but nothing on the back stretch as far as the stop and go. Meanwhile, back to the front of the field. Look at that tire rub on the 01 of Blumendahl. Under braking. There you see it, not under braking. The smoke just plowing out from the back of that truck. Watson trying to grab the lead. Contact! And Blumendahl will hold on there. Nose to tail out of turn 4. And that tire rub is really getting bad. Is that tire rub or is that exhaust or what is it?
I think it's a tire rub there on the left front.
And we had some trouble at turn number 4, I believe, with the 97 and the 2. Oh, it's the 25 at the back. Just past the scoreboard is stopped on the racetrack.
So everything going on here all at once.
And under caution for the second time.
It looks like the 01 on that front left tire, looks like that sheet metal's bent in, rubbing on that tire.
So would you not think, though, as every lap goes by, that rub kind of wears away? You know what I mean?
Wears away until the tire goes boom.
Well, no, we've seen it before in racing where the tire kind of works away at the sheet metal and the sheet metal bends away. Yeah, I'm not sure it's tire rub. I think it might be, maybe it's oil or something.
It could be oil as well.
And the only reason I said that, Kate, is because the smoke was coming out of the truck on the straightaway too, and usually you see the tire rub happening in cornering, right?
Looks like rear end.
Oh, now he's coming on the pit road.
Well, that's why we got a pit reporter, Jordan.
Like it's still smoking right now.
He's off the road now.
Under caution here. 18 laps in the book, 17 to go here. V8 stock feature on a cold Friday night now at the half mile. And Blumendahl's going to take it back into the pits. And that'll give the lead to Watson.
So I guess we got the answer. It did not fix itself.
And moves Jordan Morris up to second spot. Jeremy Taggart to third.
Tire ups sometimes will. Rear ends, transmissions, motors, they won't fix themselves. The smoking
There's conversations over the radio we hear that the 25, they just needed a little bit more cooperation to get him back in line.
Okay.
And obeying the stop and go penalty.
So we'll get it racked up.
So looking to get everybody in order here. And now Aiden in the flag stand reaches for the white flag, and we'll see the white next time by. Signifying 1 lap to go before a restart.
Looks like they're going to get the white flag next time by.
Lots of attendance here for the season opener at Delaware Speedway. All bundled up, of course. It is a chilly evening, especially when that sun went down. And we'll see the lights come off the pace vehicle this time by. So 18 laps in the books, 17 to go here. V8 stock feature. And still 3 more features to go after this. Another 25 for the bone stocks, 35 for the super stocks, and 35 for the late models. And Blumendahl returning to pit road and going to re-enter this race. He'll rejoin at the tail end here when the field goes by after taking green.
We'll definitely have to keep an eye on that truck, see if it still smokes after, see if they were able to clean up the problem.
Watson will lead him to the line on the restart. And we're racing with the V8 stocks. And the 97 is off the pace on the front stretch, trying to get to the pits here in turn number 1, and he won't make it. And the field roars down the back. They'll go full throttle here for this opening lap because they started at a pacing speed. Side by side for the lead. Morris on the outside, Watson on the inside.
Jordan Morris was able to take the lead that time by, but the 45 of Barry Watson hanging on strong on the inside.
Side by side for the lead. Reports from the Blumendahl truck, a gasket was leaking oil. And now it's still smoking, and it's smoking a lot in turn number 1. The truck is smoking a lot right now.
Starter definitely threw the black flag there, asking that truck to return back to the pit stall. We don't want any more issues on this race surface. We heard from Ray Morneau, he's worried that it might get so cold it's greasy. We definitely don't need it oily too.
So side by side for the lead. Watson on the inside, Morris on the outside, Taggart there in the 11, followed by Patrick in the 86. And halfway this time by. Out of turn 4 they come. And nobody breaking out there, everybody good to go. Front 5 all together, front 6 all together. Like we talked about earlier with that breakout rule, it's a parade lap side by side at racing speed because you don't want to break out. And the work turns 1 and 2. Taggart waiting for a mistake in the 11. Behind them, it's Patrick and Lucas Orr side by side for 4th. There you see the nose of those 2 cars. There they are.
Breakout on the 25 of Cooper Albertine again.
It's going to come down to that final lap on who can get the most aggressive without crossing over and being penalized. Here comes Patrick to the outside of Taggart. Patrick and Orr trying to get under the lead here. And Caden Patrick, his fastest lap of the race, and you could tell a 21.39. And Patrick goes to third spot. So the 86 trying to make a move here on the leaders. But Watson, Morris remain side by side. 25 coming into the pits and will retire as the leaders work the back another time. 8 to go next time by. Taggart right there now. Taggart looking to the inside of Watson. And now Luke Nasor in 95 is there. All 5 of them put a blanket on him. Jeff Ferguson in the 23 trying to join the battle. Watson out front, Morris on the high side, Taggart in the 11, Patrick 86, Orr in the 95, Ferguson in the 23. Everybody behaving, thumbs up from Kate, we're good to go. Everybody behaving. We'll see who tends to get a little aggressive with 2 laps to go, and in that final lap, who's willing to push the boundary? Watson, Morris. Side by side for the last 15 laps. Thumbs up from Kate. Parade lap at speed here at the Delaware half mile in the V8 stock division. Coming around, 5 to go this time by. Watson and Morris will parade him back here. And thumbs up from Kate again. Here's something interesting. They're about to catch the 2 of Doug Stewart. We'll see what this does to the lead pack.
I'm sure race control has already told the 2, hey, they're 2 by 2. There's 5 laps to go. Make sure that you're out of the way.
They're going to catch him in turn 1. And still, everybody good. A couple of fast laps there, but no breakouts. They'll go to the high side of the 2 of Doug Stewart.
The nice part was that was perfect timing for the leaders to catch him right on the back stretch, and he was able to get right out of the way and make sure that those 2 out front that keep going side by side are good to go.
Thumbs up, 3 to go. 3 laps to go, V8 stock feature from Delaware Speedway. Watson, Morris, side by side for the last 20 laps. Popsicle sticks in the air, 2 to go this time by. Taggart in the 11, Patrick in the 86. Orr gave Taggart a shot into turn number 1, almost got him loose. Lap and a half to go here.
Taggart's been giving Watson a little bit of a push right in the center of 3 and 4. So we got to keep an eye on that too.
Morris will lead that lap. Everybody's good according to Kate. 1 lap to go, white flag in the air. We'll see who pushes the boundary here, because the next time by it's going to count. Watson to the inside, Morris on the high side, Taggart and Patrick behind them. Out of turn 4, who's going to push the envelope? It's Morris. Is he good? He's good. His fastest lap of the race at 21.383. Good for the feature race win for the 73 of Jordan Morris. Watson will finish second. Patrick, Taggart, and Orr will round out the top 5. Then it's Martin, Ferguson, or Kara Martin, Ferguson, Randy Martin, Stewart, Alberton rounding out the top 10 to complete V8 feature racing here at Delaware Speedway.
Definitely good to see less breakouts in the feature. Only one vehicle really struggled with it, but it all is a learning curve in this class, and we've seen it. Normally the first night isn't the night where everybody figures it out, so that's interesting.
Absolutely. Jordan Morris pulling into victory lane, and he'll be congratulated by the crew. We'll be going down trackside momentarily once Jordan gets unstrapped and out of the race car, and we'll hear what he has to say. And coming up next, the bone stock feature for 25 laps of scheduled distance.
Cody Colburn had a little one over the winter. We used to call it Cody.
And we have Kyle, our cameraman, down there as well. With Jeremy, we're going to hear from Jordan Modsey, I believe, is doing the victory lane interviews.
See the Morris Racing crew down there, their first trip.
So the Bone Stock's coming up right after this, and out of the car, there he is, Jordan Morris, winner of the V8 feature race this evening at Delaware Speedway. Let's set it down trackside.
For the season, Jordan, a masterful drive there.
Did you guys think you were anywhere near the breakout?
Honestly, it was pretty hard to tell. Barry was playing some pretty good games with me.
How much fun is it when you get 5 or 6 guys all gathered up like that?
It's kind of nerve-wracking, honestly. You don't know who's going to go where or who's going to do what, and you just kind of go with the flow, and obviously it worked out for the best.
How excited are you for the rest of 2025?
Well, as long as it started off like this, I think we're good for the rest of the year.
Jordan Morris with a great run and bring home
Jordan Morris, your V8 feature race winner. On the other side of the break, Bone Stock feature racing, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
For over 50 years, White's Rental has been providing local contractors and members of the DIY crowd with professional quality lawn and garden tools, aerial lifts, and construction equipment. White's Rental, we have the right equipment to make your project easier.
Don't be a slacker. And on the next Fanatics.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
Welcome back at Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Show your support for Delaware Speedway with the latest 2025 season merchandise, from classic hoodies and comfortable t-shirts to stylish hats. There's something for every race fan. Whether you're watching from the grandstands or following the action from home, you can shop online anytime. DelawareSpeedway.com. Order now and represent the excitement of Delaware Speedway in style. Getting set for the Bone Stock 25-lap feature. And Kate, you're pointing at something.
Crew member for Jordan Morris bringing around the Bone. Member jumped into the V8 stock, gonna take that back to the trailer, and
who's hopping in there?
Jordan Morris is hopping back in the Bone stock.
Oh, double duty.
Double duty.
Sorry, I'm cold. My brain's not working right now. It's cold.
So everybody should bear with us for the rest of the night.
It is cold.
I'm glad, knock on wood, I'm glad that the wind died down.
Yeah, absolutely. So a little double duty here for Jordan Morris, hopping in the Bone Stock 97D. And he'll rejoin the field here. 25 laps of scheduled distance here. And then we'll go to the super stocks and then the late models. Still
so
to
the
come.
73 is rolling off the track, the V8 stock, and I think his crew member Adam Huff is in there, taking that one back to the trailer. And I think another Bone Stock driver who also helps out every once in a while, I think David Rockwood was down there grabbing the Bone Stock. So lots of help around here.
So what an amazing field of Bone Stocks in this division. Ramped up a few years ago, and it's been growing ever since. This is a nice development, introductory style division if you want to get into some racing.
Yeah, it's definitely a great place to start, but you also see some drivers go back there just for some fun. It's way less expensive than a late model. So some drivers run both. Joe Lawrence, you see a lot of him running APC and things like that. He's in this field of Bone Stocks. And Paul Fothergill, I think, has ran almost everything possible out here.
Yeah.
He's jumped back in a Bone Stock, and he always tells me this handles the opposite of every race car that should. So it's just a way that you can keep racing at an entry-level cost and have some competitive fun. The class is always big, and I think that's because sometimes you got to find somewhere to start, but you also don't want to dump a whole bunch of money like you're going to in a late model if you're inexperienced.
Yeah, absolutely. Good call there. The field just went through its wave lap, waving to the fans, thanking them for being out here this evening to support the racers. And the Jordan Morris machine has joined the field.
Maybe they're also waving at some of our camera guys that are here in shorts.
Yeah.
Thank you for standing up there and freezing.
Yeah, no doubt. It's going to be Justin Culver and Will Quarry in the opening row. And then Stan Cook, Rob Wollaston in row number 2, Liam Bochelle, Hannah Lamont in row number 3, Braden Hilchey, Joe Lawrence in row number 4, Fothergill and Race Meyer in row number 5. So looking for some of the favorites, it starts in row number 4 with Joe Lawrence and then Fothergill in row number 5.
Justin Culver also had a very great heat race.
He did,
so
absolutely.
Him starting out front, he's going to want to get as much advantage out of that as he can. But I believe it's the 97D that's on the outside, which would be Jordan Morris, who just won the last race. So
oh, that's right. Yes, I just saw that.
Can he go back-to-back?
This will be fun. So we'll see that Quarry and Stan Cook will be in row number 2 then. And it's Jordan Morris in row number 1. A white flag this time by 25 laps, the scheduled distance here for the Bone Stock feature race.
Charlie, we're open to 40 is Jason Craig.
And a huge field ready to go.
And we do always talk that we've got a new starter, but I feel like our old starter might want a higher viewpoint. So Scott Mackey's up.
He's right
watching
beside
the
us.
Races
We wanted to
beside
get him
us.
on the air during intermission, but he kind of respectfully declined. So maybe we'll get him another time.
I think once you get the viewpoint from up top, you just can't help yourself.
Scott had a very interesting 2024. Other than being interviewed by Rogers TV, he had a car hit his flag stand. That caught major views on YouTube. Here they come. Bone Stock feature ready to go for 25 laps.
25 laps.
And green, we are racing. And the winner of the V8 Stock feature, Jordan Morris in that yellow car, wants the lead here. And Justin Culver says, nope, I'll take it. Here comes Will Quarry for second spot.
Chris, I also think that race control may have been in the ears saying, hey, give that lead back before we exit this corner, or we're going to have to restart. So Jordan Morris probably hesitantly gave that lead back.
Culver has the lead. They're 4 wide. Oh, we're going to wreck it. Almost a wreck on the front stretch. They're deking and diving through, and they all make it through. There were 3 cars fishing and fishtailing through the stripe, and they kept it straight. That could have been a huge wreck.
Also, right in the middle of our field is the champion from last year, the 03 of Matt Langford. He's going to work. He's going to have to pick up the car here lap by lap.
It's Culver out front. There's Quarry in the 6, Joe Lawrence in the 28. Jordan Morris in the 97 to go 3 wide with Quarry, the meat in that sandwich. Joe Lawrence wants to get to the lead. That 28 is strong. Culver trying to get away here. And Morris to second spot. Now Meyer will make the 3 wide move to the inside of Quarry. And Will Quarry in a spot. He sends Morris to the wall. And Quarry's around in turn number 2. Look out, here comes the field. And we'll go caution on the speedway. Quarry and Morris coming together in turn number 1. He shot Morris towards the wall, but he kept the car off it. And Quarry spun in turn 2.
Luckily kept it out of the fence.
So it kind of started in turn 4, but we're going to take a replay here. It looks like Joe Lawrence goes to the inside. Will Quarry kind of washes up the track and makes the initial little tap of contact. Morris still running a pretty solid on the outside of the outside there. I I don't even know
There was
who
a little bit
moved,
of contact there
but there
before
was
they got to
to dive out of just about anything coming his way.
So caution on the Speedway, 2 laps in the books in this 25-lap bone stock feature. And Culver's your leader, and the lead that he had built is gone because of the caution.
On your screens, you see the crew going to work on the right rear of the 6 of Will Corey. So it looks like maybe cut down a tire is what turned him.
So Joe Lawrence will start right beside the leader. Not something Justin Culver wanted to happen. He had a pretty good lead until that incident in turn number 2.
Here's another look at it. Here is the first bit of contact right there. There's the first bump. Boom. They separate a little bit, and they're going to come back together right on those rear tires. Right there. They're rubbing, and I think that probably is what cut down the 6's tire, sent him around.
Yeah, it's flat already.
Yeah. It looks like the 97D is up and rolling and coming back out onto the track. So Jordan Morris is going to make his way back. And it looks like, from what I can see up here, they're still working on the 6.
So the field
Jack just went down, so it looks like he's going to make it back. He's rolling.
Field getting restacked here in turn number 3. Corey's going to rejoin after the field goes by, I would imagine.
The 26 of Nathan Rea is also going back onto the track. In for maybe just a slight adjustment. There's 36 cars if everybody makes it back out.
Jordan Morris returning to the field as well. Green flag, we are racing. Side by side for the lead. Culver on the inside, Lawrence on the outside. Race Meyer there as well now in a 93. 3-car battle at the front of this field, and Fothergill trying to catch that trio. They'll go to the high side of Nathan Rea. And Jordan Morris is going to want to try and boogie and get out of here because he's a straightaway ahead of the leaders after rejoining the field. Leaders out of turn number 2. Morris out front. New leader. Culver to 2nd. Meyer 3rd. Fothergill now to 4th. And then a gap back to Dakota Lawoma in 5th. And Nathan Rea back into the pits. As the field rumbles by the stripe to complete another lap.
Matt Langford doing a good job too. He's up to 12th. Restarted around 15th there, so he's on the move.
Leaders out of turn number 4. They are catching Jordan Morris in this yellow 97. To put him a lap down. Caution laps do not count. You're going to lap a vehicle, you lap them under green. And leaders coming up on Morris now. To the high side goes Lawrence. He's got Culver in tow. Meyer has kind of lost this lead battle and now drifted back to Fothergill in 4th. Go down the back here. 19 to go, 18 and a half laps to be exact. Bone stock feature race here from Delaware Speedway.
Another vehicle that I've really seen on the move so far, it would be the 19 of Michael Verburn. He's your B main winner.
Into the pits, Dan Story in the 34 for a consultation with his crew. As the leaders complete another lap. The other aspect of bone stocks with this many cars on the field, race fans, lap traffic. And how you get by the lap traffic is everything. Right now, for the leaders, the lap traffic ahead of them for the next straightaway or so, all single cars for the most part. There's no cluster that they have to deal with just yet. But if they stay green, they might. Leaders down the back. Coming up on the Cassie Howard machine now. Put her a lap down. Joe Lawrence out front. Culver in second spot. Then Meyer and Fothergill nose to tail battle for third. Fothergill will dive to the inside in turn one. Gets to the door. They're side by side for third behind the leaders. There they are. Down the back. Fothergill in the 33. Meyer in the 93. And Fothergill will complete the pass. Meyer tries the crossover. That's not going to work. And Fothergill will hold on for the third spot.
I think right now, then, the top three cars are all out of the BT Racing stable.
There you go. BT Racing showing well here. Three of their cars in podium positions. About a half a straightaway gap now with no traffic to worry about for Joe Lawrence. Halfway. 13 laps to go here. Lone stock feature. There is quite a bit of traffic just over a straightaway ahead of the leaders now. And they're going to have to negotiate that. Fothergill's left Meyer alone now, and now trying to track down the lead pair. And there you see the lead pair. Lawrence in the 28, Culver in the 78. Fothergill in third, Meyer fourth. Genereux in fifth. And there's your battle for sixth. Dakota Lawolba in that black 16. The 58 is Gary Triska. Turn four to go. Fothergill tracking Culver down here. This could get interesting for second. There you see the gap. Lawrence back to Culver just off screen. Fothergill about 5 car lengths behind Culver. There's that battle. Culver and Fothergill. They're coming up on some traffic. 3 to go.
I find one of Joe Lawrence's greatest things is when he gets into lap traffic, no matter what the lead looks like at first, he just maneuvers lap traffic so well that he's able to use it to his advantage and gain extra track space.
Absolutely. The biggest cluster of cars Lawrence has to deal with yet, just in front of him. 5 cars. 2 to go. And this battle for second's going to have to deal with that cluster of cars before this race is done, I think. Now that cluster's kind of spread itself out a little bit. Lawrence to the high side. There is Culver and Fothergill. Fothergill right there.
Sorry. Don't mind me wooing in your ear, but one of the lap cars just got completely sideways right beside leader Joe Lawrence, and I was like, oh no, he's gonna get him in the door.
1 lap to go, down the back another time. Battle for second rages on. Lawrence all by himself. Culver and Fothergill nose to tail in turn number 3 out of turn 4. Lawrence is gonna win the Bone Stock feature on opening night. And Culver will hold on for second, followed by Fothergill. And then it's Race Meyer and Adam Generu, I believe. Adam Generu, what a nice run to grab the 5th spot. Rest of the top 10. Oh, let's go to the replay, Kate.
So here's that oohing replay. The 28 goes to go to the high side. You see the 10 just get completely loose and just miss him.
Wow.
Yes.
Rest of the top 10 looks like this. Charlie Verhoeven, Donovan Clark, Matt Langford. Your defending champ comes home 8th. Colin Willems and Jason Craig rounding out the top 10.
Chris is up here firing up.
And there you see the 28 of Joe Lawrence coming into victory lane.
I remember back in the day when Chris
and
was
getting
younger,
set
he
to
used
go
fly
down
the
track. So
feathers.
there you see Chris Lawrence on the wall.
He'll do it.
Brother Chris
Is that a challenge?
there to congratulate.
I don't know.
Joe.
See if he'll accept it.
Coming up next, Super Stocks for 35 laps. What do we have, a couple cautions in the Bone Stocks? Not bad.
Joe Lawrence down there in victory
And momentarily
lane.
we'll send it down to Jordan Maudsley.
Picking up the first feature win.
As brother gets everything prepared for brother Joe. There is Joe out of the car, winner of the Bone Stock feature race on opening night here at Delaware Speedway. And they're going to climb the fence.
Here they go. It's like Helio Castro Nieves after taxes right here, folks.
Climbing the fence, checkered flag. Chris will join him. And now we'll send it down to trackside to Jordan Maudsley.
Joe Lawrence, excellent way to start the season. How's it feel to be back behind the wheel?
It's just a lot of fun. You know, Chris gives me a car to run whenever I kind of feel like or have some time. So I really appreciate that. Obviously, he has a good piece here, so definitely excited to see where we can take that. A couple other tracks we definitely want to travel to. Just have some fun with it when we can is definitely what we're looking for. I don't know if we have many sponsors on this car, so I just really got to thank them for the ride. Obviously the track for supplying a place to race, all these fans for coming out. Definitely just fun to put on a show for you guys, and then that's really what we're here for. Shout out to the flag man trying to trick me, throwing checkered flag there. I was watching.
And do you ever really know the plans coming into the season, or you just play it by the week?
Well, we definitely had the plan to run APC full-time with the Elite program, so we're looking excited for that starting next week at Sunset. But other than that, we're just gonna try and get through the year and run as much as we can.
All the cheerleaders down here for Joe Lawrence. An excellent start to the season.
Feature race winner up next. Super Stocks on the other side of the break. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Race saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy, Buick, GMC. Ray Cullen Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
Hi everyone, my name's Emily Febri. I'm also known as Ranger M. I'm an environmental communicator and educator, and I get to talk to a lot of different people about all things nature and conservation. I love to knowledge share, and that's what I want to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, getting set for the Super Stock feature for 35 laps on a clear but chilly night at Delaware Speedway. As you can tell, we got the Toucan. I guess it's okay because I'm sporting the Strathroy Jets. Chris said it was okay. Hey, it's cold. You need a sweater. You got a nice red sweater on. It's cold tonight.
It is very cold tonight. I think my nose is like running. My brain's not working. But it's okay. We're going to get through it all because hopefully these race cars are about to warm everything up. We've got the Super Stocks coming up and then the late models.
All right, 35 laps. The scheduled distance. Front row.
Followed by the 83 of Brody Rickwood, and then the 4D of Brendan Edgar, 77 Darrell Lake, the 93 of Carson Nagy, the 36 of Hudson Nagy, Ethan Orr, Trevor Culver. That'll bring us to the top 10.
And 35 laps, as mentioned, the scheduled distance. Should see some pretty quick lap times. Track is cold and grippy. Drivers probably feel awesome being in the hot car on a cool night. Wouldn't that, you would know?
That is my favorite. I like when it's cooler outside, but then I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna sit in here. If you guys want to get the setup ready, I'm gonna just put my racing gloves on, sit in here with my nice fire suit, and then my helmet, and I'm just gonna stay warm.
White flag on the speedway. They'll wind things up and they'll stack them over in turn number 2. It's gonna be Ramsey and Cox on the front row, getting set to mash the gas here for 35 laps.
I wonder if any of the drivers...
still with us. You missed this? Oh, yeah, you missed it a little bit.
I don't know if he missed us. I think he missed the view.
He misses it a little bit. You don't get that out of your blood after over 20 years. Here they come out of turn number 4. Super Stock feature from the half mile. What a jump by Jay Cox. Are they going to like this one or not?
He has been told by race control to give it back.
Oh, he's been told by race control to give the lead back, and there goes Ramsey through.
The lead's back. season. Maybe a little bit impatient, but definitely made sure that he attained the spot without wrecking any race cars. So that's the main tool.
Culver, the second spot. Last time by, the difference was 2.349 seconds, the lead for Ramsey. And they got nothing but clear track ahead of him. Let's see what the one has now. 2.348. The difference that time by, first to second. And Culver has left Jay Cox and Rickwood and set sail on the leader. 2.348 last time by. And now it's 2.189. The one car is catching the 07 with 21 and a half laps to go.
His lap time was almost 2 tenths faster that time by. So will he have enough laps to do it? There's 21 laps to go.
Super stock feature from Delaware Speedway. Nick Ramsey, your leader. He's been the leader from the outset. Trevor Culver, alone in second, tracking him down little bit by little bit. 20 to go.
Ramsey at this point's got his foot on the gas, hit my marks, keep it clean, and just go lap by lap.
Next bit of traffic, about a straightaway away from the leader. Cox remains in the third, hotly contested by Rickwood. Carson Nagy to fifth now.
I think if this goes green, Nick Ramsey, as long as he keeps himself out of trouble, it hits all of his marks, has great laps, I think it's his to lose at this point, Chris.
Yes, I would agree. 18 to go. Traffic. 3 cars separated by about 10 car lengths to deal by Nick Ramsey. Gotta hit the marks. That's the key. Gotta hit your marks.
Hit your marks. Keep the car.
Oh, we got a car ran in turn 2. A car ran in turn 2. Do we go caution? Still green. Still green. Car rolling. Still green. Will we go caution? We're gonna stay green. And Ake, the new flagman, showing patience tonight. Maybe we would have had a caution last year. Who knows? But Nick Ramsey's glad we're still green.
Nick Ramsey is definitely glad we are still green.
Wow.
Because that could have changed things right there. But the thing is that Culver has been running some pretty fast laps. But I don't know if it's going to be enough time.
Still got 15 laps to go, Kate. It's going to be close. It's going to be close.
If it's only a tenth of a second every lap, I don't know if he's going to have enough to catch him. We'll have to see. There's a bobble coming out of turn 4 there on Ramsey on that time by. He's really floating coming out of turn 4.
And as far as traffic, it's where you catch the traffic that's key for Nick Ramsey. Point in question. Has to go to the high side to pass this car, but Culver's in his normal groove. 13 to go.
Ramsey's also coming up on the car that just spun around too, so it's all about why did that car go around, and hopefully we get by it clean for all of the drivers coming through here on the podium positions.
Culver has to negotiate 2 cars while Ramsey's already by them. Now coming up on the 4, Brandon Edgar. And after that, should be clear sailing to about maybe less than 5 laps to go if you're Nick Ramsey. Got to get by the 4 clean here. Would love to get by the 4 before turn 3. Where's Edgar going to go here? And Ramsey to the high side of Edgar will make the pass. And Culver should get by Edgar without getting to the turn, and he does. So Culver gains some space there on the track. 10 to go for Nick Ramsey, trying to hold on here. And Culver visibly tracking him down. Ramsey to the high side of the 7. Culver has to drift high a little bit to get by the 7. Now it's all clear track. It's horsepower and handling versus horsepower and handling.
Culver's car in 3 and 4 is just so smooth on the bottom coming off. Whereas you see a bobble in the 07 of Nick Ramsey coming out of turn 4. Watch it here. You see how it's almost half a lane difference, and where they come off that corner.
Brody Rick went up to 3rd, Carson Nagy down to 4th, and Jay Cox has dropped down to 5th. 6.5 laps to go. Last time by, the gap was .876. We'll check it at the stripe. Oh, it's 1.157. Ramsey pulled away a little bit there with 5.5 to go.
And that's the thing, these front 2 cars are running so fast. And he has such a nice lead right now. All he has to do is just focus. He's got no lap traffic to worry about at the moment. And he just needs to hit every single mark.
Ramsey just gained another 1/10 of a second. Now the gap is 1.265.
And that's the other thing. We don't even know if he maybe is just, you know, let's conserve the car. Let's conserve a little bit of the tires. I've got such a nice lead. And then he's like, let's turn it on for the last 5.
It's either Culver's used up his stuff gain, or Ramsey, as you mentioned, was saving some stuff, and now he's mashing the gas. 3.5 to go.
Because he looks like he's creating a very nice gap. So I don't know if he was conserving a little. He knew he had a nice lead. If so, great strategy by the 07.
Oh, we got a car around in 2. Look out, the leaders are there. And caution on the speedway. And good night, team strategy. We're going to rack him again.
The good thing is I think Nick still got some in a tank here. But what's the one of Trevor Culver got? We're going to find out. It's going to be a nice 4-lap shootout.
Well, it's either one or the other. It's either A, Ramsey was saving his stuff and then pulled away, or B, Culver used up his stuff. It's one of the two. Got to be.
We're going to find out.
Yes, we are. 4 laps to go. Good green flag session there. Hey. That also brings Carson Nagy into play, up to 3rd spot now in that 93. He's right there.
It was the 15 of Mike Herniak that went around.
A couple years ago, Jay Dewar at the controls.
So we got 4 laps to go. Super stock feature late model still to come to cap off opening night at Delaware Speedway for the 2025 season.
So the car has the pedigree for sure.
And it's going to be Nick Ramsey out front. Won his heat race flag to flag earlier tonight.
He also started on the pole of this one, Chris.
Absolutely. So we're going to make sure everybody's in order here. Ramsey, Culver, Nagy, your top 3. Rick Woodcox, Lake, your top 6. Then Orr, Dyson, Hudson Nagy, and Brandon Edgar, your top 10.
Trevor Culver into this picture, Jordan. What could we line up in the 2nd row?
Still trying to sort the order out here. Flagman not moving at all for that white flag. And as I mentioned that, Aiden reaches for the white flag. We should see the white next time by. Going overtime. And the white flag will be displayed at the line. back down pit road. Will rejoin the field here. White flag on the speedway, 4 to go. 2 miles to settle it. Nick Ramsey and Culver on that front row.
And Ramsey did not want that yellow flag, but here we are, and we're gonna go green next time by.
Carson Nagy and Rickwood, row number 2. Cox and Lake, row number 3. Was Ramsey saving his stuff near the end and pulling away? Did Culver use up his stuff? We're gonna find out.
And what does Carson Nagy have for him?
We'll find out over the next 2 miles. Pace car ducks down on the pit road. Ramsey will lead them back to the green. Green flag, we're racing with the super stocks.
Ramsey got a great start there.
Yep, here's Carson Nagy to the inside now, Culver. This could be interesting. Culver might have used up his stuff trying to track down the leader. It's Ramsey out front. 3 to go this time by.
All Ramsey wants to see is that battle in his mirror. Keep battling, boys, and leave me alone.
They'll funnel into turn number 1. Up the hill in turn 2 and down and back. Nagy, Culver side by side for second spot. Rickwood right behind him, looking for a mistake. Culver on the outside, Nagy on the inside. Ramsey, popsicle sticks this time by. 2 to go. That 07's been on rails all night long. He won his heat race flag to flag. Started the feature from the pole and wants to kick off 2025 with a bang. Oh,
Culver gets loose and washes up the track. Rickwood.
White flag on the speedway. Rickwood to the inside of Culver for third. Nagy all by himself in second, but it's Nick Ramsey down the back of final time. Into turn 3. We'll
Carson
work turn
Nagy's
4.
in second.
Out of turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air for Nick Ramsey. Nagy will get second. Culver will grab third. Rickwood fourth. Ethan Orr, a great finish for the 57. Rounding up the top 5 unofficially, the top 10. Cox in 6th, then Lake, Dyson, Hudson Nagy, and Mike Herniak Jr. responding after a spin for the 10th spot. But it's Nick Ramsey, a very impressive night from the 07 team. Grabs the first super stock feature of 2025.
Such a great run.
And he went right by Victory Lane. Is he doing the reverse here?
I think so. He's going up in turn 1.
He's coming by.
So he's
driver's side. Driver's side. Going by the fans here. Nick Ramsey in the 07. A wonderful race. And coming up to Victory Lane now. In front of his crew. And momentarily, once again, we'll send it down shortly to Jordan Maudsley to hear from Nick. Very impressive race. And I'm going to agree with you, Kate. I think he managed the race very well. Because when Culver tracked him down before we had that late caution, he was pulling away again.
Yeah, I think he was just saving some stuff. When you have a lead that big, if you can save it, you can save it. You can manage lap traffic, and then make sure that you have something in case of what just happened. Yep. He had a great restart. If that restart would have been a little bit different, that may have changed things too. So his restart was fabulous on that 4 to go.
And a great kickoff to his 2025 season. Had some runs last year, but when it came to feature time, we really didn't see the 07 fighting consistently at the front of the field, but he showed something different tonight.
Yeah, he definitely showed that he's going to be a contender this season, and that's what I like to see. I like to see the difference. I wonder how he would have done going through lap traffic, or even starting further back in traffic is what I really mean.
Love to see more parity, absolutely. More parity is awesome.
But track position can be everything, and
that's true.
He just happened to get perfect track position all night.
There he is, Nick Ramsey, your Super Stock feature race winner, the first Super Stock feature winner of the season. Let's send it down to Jordan.
It's been a long time. How good does this feel?
This is absolutely unreal. We were not Last week we lost probably one of our biggest supporters. He's been on my cars since my first race 20 years ago. Got to dedicate this one to Ivor for sure.
I know you got a lot of other people you want to thank down here.
I know I'm going to forget some. I've got a ton. From APC to Radar, Telesign, Robson Scrap Metal, car owner Jack for providing this absolute rocket tonight. My whole team for standing behind me for the last 2 years while I recovered so that we come back and do this.
An exciting win here from Nick Ramsey.
Nick Ramsey, your Super Stock Feature Race winner, will finish off the night with the late models. Next, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
Hello, welcome to the Salvation Army London Citadel, located right here in the Force City, London, Ontario, Canada.
Every week we gather for worship to encounter God's love for us. We welcome you and hope you too will know God's love for you as we worship together. So come on in.
Welcome back at Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. There you see to the right the celebration wrapping up for the 07 Superstock of Luke Ramsey. And getting set for late model racing for 35 laps. Should be a pretty good late model race today, Kate.
I think so. We got a lot of fast cars in the field. Ray Morneau looks like he's set to be leading with Steckley on the outside. So I am interested to see what happens. I also think that we're going to watch the 10 of Jesse Kennedy work his way back through this field after a little mishap in the heat race.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to start further back. So this should be a good race. I love the late models, and it looks like the super stocks may end up being the same this year. But almost every class tonight has been who's going to win. So
yeah,
I am very interested to see what our season brings on Rogers TV here at Delaware Speedway.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm hoping for lots of parity in all divisions. And you're right. Like, take the Bone Stock feature. Defending champ finishes 8th. Yeah, you know what I mean? There's more competition. Look at Luke Ramsey, Super Stock. Look at the V8 stock. Great race in the V8 stock feature tonight. All right. Late models are rolling. 35 laps of scheduled distance. It'll be Morneau and Kyle Steckley on the front row.
52 of Jake Sheridan.
How about that for your front three? That's a who's who in late model racing.
Well, you have to remember that was a little bit aggressive in their heat race. They were swapping back and forth pretty good. So I am interested to see how they are going to run.
I'm interested to see Marshall Schrank after his heat race. He was fast.
Marshall Schrank is always fast, and I'm just interested to see if he's going to let those three figure out what they need to figure out and then jump on it, or if he's just going to go for broke at the beginning.
Paul Major will start outside row number 2 alongside Sheridan. Then it's going to be Schrank and Robley in row number 3. Smith and the 30 car,
Johnny Arts.
Johnny Arts in row number 4 as they go by.
I'd just like to say I really do like that paint job on the 30 of Johnny Arts this year.
Yeah, I do too.
It's one of my favorite things about the beginning of the season. Everybody shows up with a pretty race car.
Logan White, Jesse Kennedy, yeah they do. Logan White, Jesse Kennedy in row number 5.
See, look how pretty that race car was. Everybody just hopes to take home the nice race car at the end of every night. And I am interested to see what this feature race brings us.
Yep, it's not cheap to race, that's for sure. All right. Are we going to see the white this time by? We are going to see the white this time by. Morneau and Steckley on the front row. And Morneau picks the outside here. Ray Morneau has selected the outside to start this race. And it's going to be Sheridan Major in the second row, Schrank Robley third row. As we get set to fire up the late models. First late model feature of the 2025 season. Pace car ducks on the pit road. Here comes the field out of turn number 4. Looking at the flag stand. They'll mash the gas. We're racing with the late models. Give me a speed shot next time or no? Here comes Renault down the back. Steckley falls into second. The field works turns 3 and 4. We'll take you down under the flag stand. Speed shot on Rogers TV. And the work lap number 2, Morneau getting pressured by Steckley. Sheridan right there. Major in 4th. And Robley trying to get the 5th spot now, but the front 3 trying to pull away. Robley sideways in turn number 1 and kept it straight and will stay green, but he'll lose a spot. He'll fall back into the clutches of Jesse Kennedy and Marshall Schrank. Morneau, Steckley, Sheridan, your front 3. And they'll work turns 3 and 4 here to complete another lap. And let's go to see what happened with Robley. Bottom right of your screen, entering turn number 1.
Bottom right, looks like he goes in the corner trying to keep it off the 30 of Arts and just gets sideways, washes up the track. Good thing was he didn't collect any cars with him because Kennedy was pushing hard on the outside.
Morneau and Steckley trying to get away from Sheridan a bit here. Major under assault from the 30 of Johnny Arts.
That's another driver that is putting on a good showing tonight is the 30 of Johnny Arts, last year being his first year racing, and he's showing definitely some improvement and development over the offseason.
Robley looking pretty strong as well. Robley fell back into a cluster of cars, but has since left them and trying to track down that battle for the 4th spot between Major and Arts. Meanwhile, at the front, Steckley all over Morneau. Especially in cornering in turns 3 and 4. Let's watch him go into turn 3 and 4. Last couple of times, Steckley's been all over Morneau. Closing in, right there in turn 4. He's right there in the deck lid.
But then you watch Morneau through 1 and 2, and that's what we were talking about. Which corner do you want to be best in? Steckley's running a great race here.
And a big battle shaping up for the 4th spot. Arts, Robley, Major, Kennedy, they're all there. There you see them on the screen. Arts in the 30, Robley in the 32, Major in that black 14, and Jesse Kennedy, the nose of that orange and black car right there. That's a battle for 4th. You can count Marshall Schrank in there as well. It's a 5-car battle. And Arts has gotten away from that battle now and trying to bridge that gap to the front 3. Major in the 14, Kennedy in the 10 to the inside of Robley, and he'll grab a spot. The leader is almost a full straightaway ahead of 4th place, Johnny Arts. Here's the Morneau 0-3. Steckley in the 22. Steckley really seems to get right close to the 0-3, especially in turn 4 every time.
Yeah, Steckley's been running great. It's just about when you go to make that move. Are you going to try early? Are you going to wait? But there's still 23 laps left, 22 this time by. Is it too early, or do you try?
Battle for first, top left of your screen. And battle for seventh, bottom right. Robley and Schrenk. Robley in that white and blue 32. Marshall Schrenk in the black and red 22. And Morneau and Steckley nose to tail, top left of your screen. Both get a pretty good run, corner exit, turn 2. Now Schrenk to the inside of Robley for position. Down the back they go. That's a battle for 7th spot. And Schrenk will take it.
Yeah, it'll just be whether or not Schrenk's got anything left in the tank. That race car was so fast in his heat race. So we'll have to see if he just needed some clear track to run or what the 22 has left.
Steckley seems to be handling much better cornering, but Morneau gets great corner exit.
Morneau's getting good corner exit, but he's also, it looks like the car's almost pushing coming out of the corners, and that he's kind of fighting it a little bit, and that might just be what the 22 needs in order to get by him.
And when your car is pushing and taking up the track, that's a tight condition, correct?
It depends on where it is tight. Is it tight coming out of the corner? Is it tight in the middle and then it's snapping loose coming out? It can all make a difference, but to me it looks like the car is tightening up on about 3/4 of the way through the corner, and it's kind of sliding towards the wall because he can't keep it down. So I don't think it's snapping loose in any aspect, but the driver can also try and snap it loose in different spots of the corner.
This race is flying by. 16 laps to go. It's Morneau and Steckley still out front. Sheridan all by himself in 3rd. Then it's Arts and now Kennedy up to 5th.
And the 5 of Dave Mathers is off the track as well.
Feature from Delaware Speedway. The leaders working turns 3 and 4. Oh, Steckley with a good bite there. And Morneau just clears him at the stripe and dives into turn 1 to keep the lead.
If you watch how Steckley's setting up for the corners, he's almost going half a car length higher than Morneau is in order to get down a little bit further, a little bit later, and get that runoff low. Especially
that's called diamonding the corner, right?
Correct.
Into turn 1 another time. 13 laps to go. Ray Morneau out front. Kyle Steckley in 2nd. And a couple of battles behind them. Arts and now Kennedy engaged for 4th. Major and Schrenk engaged for 6th. Back in the field. There's that Kennedy Arts battle. That's for 4th in turn 2. Here's your battle for the lead. Top left. Battle for 4th, bottom right. And Steckley to the inside this time. He might be there now. And Steckley is there. Morneau couldn't clear him. And Morneau goes high. Steckley to the inside. Or Morneau with a beautiful corner exit.
Both drivers doing what they need to do in order to stake the lead. But I don't think Steckley quite had enough for him. Morneau definitely putting on a show there on the outside.
Here they come. 9 to go. Kennedy and Arts side by side for 4th. We're going to car around. It's Rollins. And caution on the speedway. We're going to caution that time. That was a quickie caution. We've seen longer stints when a spinning car stay green. That time's a caution. And we're going to rack them and stack them again.
The big thing is why the caution flag's thrown is the leaders are right there. your whole lead of your, like, all the cars are coming, and it was right in front of the leaders, and that's going to be the biggest thing.
Kind of wondering if Jake Sheridan's been saving some stuff.
I guess we're about to find out.
Just saying. He was staying with them.
Think about it this way. We've got 10 laps to go. The heat race was 10 laps.
That'll bring Johnny Arts back into the picture. Jesse Kennedy back into the picture. Paul Major and Marshall Schrenk back into the picture. 10 to go when we restart. On what's been a very entertaining season opener for Delaware Speedway.
And you asked if Jake Sheridan had anything left. Well, his fastest lap time came on lap 20. So
that wasn't too long ago.
Nope.
That was 5 laps ago.
Correct.
My math is correct. It looked like he was kind of closing the gap a little bit as those two were battling at the front. That's what I'm saying. Was he saving some stuff? We're going to find out.
Jesse Kennedy also just turned his fastest lap on the 21st lap, and he's got an 18.6 at that point. The leaders haven't shown an 18.6 for the whole race. So does Jesse Kennedy have what it takes?
White flag on the speedway.
Yeah, Jesse Kennedy has the fastest lap
Are you
in
surprised,
this race.
quickly, are you surprised Morneau's chosen the top for both starts here, the start of the race and the restart?
I don't know. We just saw how great his car handles coming out of turn 4 on the outside. So maybe that's just what he needs.
They almost hit the pace car there as Gary Anderson ducked down. Green flag for racing. Morneau needed a start here. Steckley right there.
Morneau's just getting such a great run on that outside, but is it enough to keep off Steckley?
Here they come into turn 4. We'll take you down trackside on Rogers TV. Well, they were close to the wall there, especially Morneau. He's out front. 8.5 laps to go. Johnny Arts to the outside of Sheridan for third, just behind these two. Well, what does Kyle Steckley have for Morneau? He's been all over him like a wet blanket the whole feature. Does he have enough to get by? Quickly, the front pair have gotten away from Arts by
open up enough room for Ramsey to kind of get that spot back. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh, we get a car around. It's Robley in turn 2. He's around. Will we get a caution here now? He keeps rolling back up the track and will stay green. As the leaders out of turn number 2 with 5.5 laps to go. And Sheridan to the inside of Arts for third. Arts went high in turn 2, allowed Jake to get in there. Steckley to the inside, the leader. Almost contact there. 5 to go.
Arts sliding up also opened that door for Jesse Kennedy. Kennedy's going to follow Ramsey straight through there. And looks like he'll slide into the 4th spot.
That's your battle for the lead, top left. Battle for third, bottom right. Bottom right, Sheridan, Kennedy, Arts, and Schrenk. And your leaders, Morneau and Steckley. Top left corner, out of turn 2 and down the back. Less than 4 laps to go. Steckley to the inside with a nose. Steckley now to the door. Out of turn 4. Steckley got loose and Morneau will shut the door again. Steckley trying to attack Ray Morneau, the Department of Defense at the Delaware Speedway half mile. Schrenk to the inside of Arts, bottom right. That's for 5th. 2 to go. It's Morneau and Steckley trying to settle it. It's been them all night long. Sheridan trying to reel him in. White flag this time by. Almost contact again. What does Kyle Steckley have for Ray Morneau? We got a half a mile to find out. Down the back one final time. first late model feature of the season. Steckley to the inside. Morneau's going to hold on to win it. Steckley, Sheridan, Kennedy, and Shrink your top 5. Arts, Smith, Major, Rawlings, and Matt Robbie run out your top 10. What a late model feature, and what an impressive run by Ray Morneau to hold him off for 35 laps.
Great job by Ray Morneau. Window net's already down. He'll like that start to the season for sure.
Wow. What a way to open up the season for all 4 divisions, including the late model division. And momentarily we'll hear from the driver of the 03. And we'll have closing comments before we say goodnight tonight. Well, we're going to hear from Ray coming up. Wow, what a battle with Steckley at the front of the field. Steckley doing everything he could. And Ray Morneau saying not tonight.
Here at Delaware Speedway.
And it looked like Steckley was the stronger car in the corners, but Morneau had that push. Corner exits and turns 2 and 4 kept him out front, and he just did a great job of defending.
Yeah, he had a great run, and good on Morneau. He had a great night as well, so that was a great race to watch. Steckley gave him what he could, he just didn't have enough.
There he is, Ray Morneau, winner of the first late model feature of the 2025 season at Delaware Speedway. He talked with Jeremy earlier tonight. Now he's going to talk with Jordan Mossy.
An excellent run there, kept it tight. Were you holding your breath the whole race?
Yeah, I'm out of breath. Holy moly. That was a heck of a race. I knew I had Steve McCaw spotting for me. Thanks to him for the short notice. But he was spotting for me, and it was a lot of quarterback, and you got to be on your toes. You can't screw up, and almost gave it away a couple times, but we were able to hang on.
How good does it feel to start off your 2025 season down here?
Oh, it's good. It's a nice way to start the year, and hopefully we can continue on through the year here.
I know you got a lot of people you want to thank down here.
Yeah, I got to thank JR, Iron Mike Industries, Reed Farms, Dana's Desserts, Toromont Cat, Hallmark Memorial, Sun Parlor Trailers, Crown Comber, I think, Turner Landscaping, St. Dennis Machining, and that's, I think that's everybody. If I missed you, hopefully we're in victory lane and I can remember you then.
Ray Morneau leads them all down here on open.
Ray Morneau, your late model feature race winner. We'll be back to wrap things up. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed outside all sleeping areas.
Don't let the silent killer get you. Install working CO alarms today.
October 5th, 2014, my daughter was hit by a train. She was walking along the sides of the tracks, and it shattered her world.
Join the high-energy, body-weight-based workouts of the Thunder Twins. Gerald and Harold will get all shapes and sizes up and moving.
You just don't go down as low.
No.
We want you to cross your body, though, and do a slight bend.
Catch the Thunder Mondays at noon.
Welcome back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. There you saw the celebration with Ray Morneau, and now you see a couple of cold broadcasters on the end of opening night at Delaware Speedway, which was a pretty good night, Kate.
It was a great night. But yes, it is very cold.
Let's hear from Jeremy down trackside. Jared, cold night. Hope you stayed warm, bud.
Tried my best down here trackside here, Chris and Kate. Yeah, certainly a cold night. Lots of drivers obviously talking about the weather conditions and being cold, but a great night all around of racing in all 4 divisions. I mean, give credit especially to Ray Morneau winning his heat race and then winning the feature. The 2024 champion, obviously off on the right foot, and just a great night of racing here. I'm going to go warm up. I'm going to send it up to you guys.
All right, thank you very much. Great job down there, Jeremy, and your cameraman, Kyle, and for all the volunteer staff here and everybody for braving the weather and the fans. Kate, last comments before we say goodnight from night one.
If this is what this season's going to be like here at Delaware Speedway, I am excited, Chris. It's going to be a great year of racing, and we can't wait to see what happens.
On behalf of Kate and myself, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Friday night at 7:30 here for more Delaware Speedway racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Good night.
Never know when we see somebody who hasn't had too many matches in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. You never know what to expect, and you got to believe Miley has done her research on Casey Spinelli, and I'm sure cross paths in their past as well.
No doubt about it. But when the title is on the line, it's a totally different ball game.
And here she comes, as we've seen her make her way to the ring so many times in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, with that women's championship around her waist.
Our first and only Hammerlock Pure Wrestling women's champion, Miley,
fired up as always.
So many defenses to her name. You have to wonder who can stop this unstoppable force, this ball of energy that is Miley.
Does not want to miss a high five on her way to the ring. A great champion, a great representative of Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. Looking to walk away with that championship once again. Never been without it.
That's true.
But all it takes is a 1, 2, 3, as we know, 3 seconds. And that could be gone.
Exactly. We talked about the homework that Miley might have done for her challenger. I imagine Casey Spinelli, same thing, knows what Miley is capable of, has seen the title defenses in the past, knows what she needs to do to maybe knock Miley off her pedestal and become the second ever Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Women's Champion.
From Jersey City, New Jersey, Casey Spinelli! And in the corner tonight, she's the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Women's Champion from Exeter, Ontario, the Power and Blessing, Miley!
And now you saw Casey Spinelli even getting caught up in Miley's entrance there, dancing along to the song.
An infectious energy is Miley, but when that bell rings, the energy changes quite quickly.
Absolutely. Look at clapping along, smiling. This may be a game plan as well for Spinelli, though. Act like you're friends. We're just out here for a friendly contest, and then strike when you're ready to win that women's championship.
Friendships do not last when championships are on the line. We've seen it time and time again in professional wrestling.
And here we go. The bell is rung. Both women trying to get the crowd ready to go here in St. Thomas for a women's championship match for the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship.
Two fan favorites start the dynamic of this match. We'll see how it plays out afterwards.
And look at this, even handshakes, arm raising.
Something's got to give eventually.
When does the friendly competition turn a little less friendly.
We won't say unfriendly, but definitely a little less friendly.
Test of strength here to start things off. Who has the advantage?
Seems quite evenly matched are both these women. Maybe a slight advantage going to Miley here in the opening strength test.
Bringing down Spinelli, but right back up. As you mentioned, showing a very evenly matched, folding Miley right down to the mat.
Normally not good when your head hits the mat in a test of strength, but Miley able to fight back up.
The strength to be able to come back from that position too. Miley now breaking that and with the first offensive move of the matchup.
Miley taking a moment to gloat, whether it be out of excitement or mind games. Time will tell. Now going back to the test of strength are both these women. But Spinelli with a kick.
And now this time with the side headlock, gaining a little control out of that one.
Showing Miley that we are in it to win it, and it being the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Women's Championship.
Miley rolls through back to her feet here and still smiles on both the faces of these competitors here. Seeing a little bit more focus though, as that gold is on the line.
You see how serious these women are taking this matchup. Smiles turn into competitive, fierce faces.
Miley shouting at the crowd as she is in control of KC Spinelli at the moment, coming to us from New Jersey. Well known across Ontario and, of course, other wrestling markets as well.
You know, Spinelli would love to bring that Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Women's Championship onto her next adventure, her next tour.
Reversals back and forth, showing how evenly matched they are throughout the beginning of this matchup.
Fantastic chain wrestling from both these women, just clawing back and forth to who can get that advantage early on in this match, and it looks like Spinelli might be the one to gain that upper hand.
And now holding on to that side headlock as Miley